John Beale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't say bad words.
Record, I'm on time.
Yeah, I know. I was on time too. Well, here's the thing. We get so much shit from people in the chat for being late. We're here. Johnny can't get his camera right. He wants to look sexy. By the way, Gretch Zeppelin, you misspelled accordion.
Oh.
I got one of those too.
Oh shit! Hang on, I gotta get mine.
Oh, keep it going. Last week it was analog clock. Golf clap. Yeah. You're too kind. You're too kind. Thank you all. Thank you very much. This is what it's like to be in front of a huge audience. Paul was explaining earlier.
This is what it's like to be popular, John.
I love it. So we were talking earlier about performing in front of thousands and thousands, and then.
No, Bozique, it's not enough fake clapping. You have to. Anything worth doing is worth overdoing. That's the Family Guy concept.
I agree.
I don't use that enough.
Overdo it just a little bit.
Said the guy with 2 video feeds.
Wow. Whoa. Whoa.
Oh, come on now. We don't want to start off negatively.
Johnny's drinking water. I got water too.
Yeah, it's not Thursday.
Pure life. Have fun with your water. Why is it? Why does it have to be blue? Yellow is good too.
Wait, what?
Isn't water like usually come in a blue? Like I'm thinking of Aquafina or what is it? They all come in like a blue bottle.
Ah, good point. Yes, Bozique brings up both Johnny Beane and False Flag are joining us tonight.
False Flag is here.
Flag.
I am here.
Johnny, it's me. I'm under the pillow.
That would be Johnny.
I just want to say, Johnny, it's False Flag, and I'm calling from under the pillow.
David Allen Wright. Hey, dude.
Whoa,
David.
Good to see you, man.
I've never heard False Flag so happy.
At least it's not in stereo. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, False Flag, Johnny. And
Thank you.
I'm assuming, that's no title on that one.
There's no name up there, so it must be False Flag.
Oh,
he's out. He dropped.
Oh,
There
False
it is.
Flag
That's
gets
how you
bounced. He quit
that's how
already.
you do that.
I thought you were going to go with the good camera.
Oh,
The good camera is the one that has the filter on it. I can't turn the filter off. I don't know how. So that's the good camera.
oh,
And you don't.
no,
wanna see
it's
that.
not. No, it really isn't.
So we're using the bad camera tonight.
Yeah, that looks good. yeah, that looks good. On you.
Better.
It looks good on you, though.
A little better.
It's all good. It wouldn't be, without the technical difficulties. It's all good.
Yeah. Man, so hey, John BL, it's
You
February
feel
12th, dude. 8:12 p.m. out here in Santa Cruz.
9:13 p.m. here in Arizona, where a guy hit a hole in one on the 16th hole of the Waste Management Phoenix Open today. It's like a par 3, 145-yard par 3. Guy hit a hole in one, and it's like there's like a grandstand thing there, and basically 25,000 people sprayed him with beer the whole time.
Nice.
At $25 a beer.
Oh man.
Yeah, you can see it on ESPN. It's pretty cool.
That's funny.
Yeah, this is our weekend. Our weekend is kind of is weird here because every 4 years or 5 years we get the Super Bowl, but every year right around this time, the biggest golf tournament in America happens, and it's like Mardi Gras. It's awesome here.
Yeah,
That's cool.
definitely. No, I haven't learned golf yet. My dad's a big golfer. My dad, every Sunday after football season's over, it's all golf.
I think the guy is well known, Bozique, but the whole thing is when you hit a hole in one, it's one thing, but when you hit a hole in one on the 16th green in Scottsdale, it's like one of those moments. It's like hitting a home run in Yankee Stadium, or knocking out a boxer in Madison Square Garden. It's an event. It's one of those things that makes you a legend in golf.
Interesting.
No, golf isn't a sport, Jay, because the defense can't score. It's a game.
Well, what about
Wow.
is there is there defense in golf? No.
No. You're competing. You're only competing against yourself.
Is there defense in track and field? I mean, that's a sport.
Yeah, but that's direct competition. So you can, there's somebody that can directly affect the outcome of the game. There's a defense. If you're running against somebody, you're competing against somebody directly.
Well, what
In
about
golf-
the shot put or something? I mean, you're
Not,
competing
shot put's not a sport either. It's a skill.
Okay. Javelin and high jump.
That's a skill. That's a test of skill.
Very interesting.
Sleeping.
Sleeping.
Sleeping is golf is a game.
Wait a minute. Are you guys the same guy? Look at
Just
this.
like bowling.
Look at this same comment at the same time.
All right, we got a new alter
Wait a
ego.
minute.
Somebody is making
Wait
up.
a minute.
One
7
of you
over
got-
8. I don't know. You Zach Thong.
I've never seen those two guys in the same place at the
I
same
know,
time.
right? Well, I don't know. I don't know if we want to get into the whole game versus sport thing, but in my opinion, they're all boring. So I haven't watched any Olympics. I've seen a couple highlights. That's about it for. And it's kind of absurd the way they're having it out there. And China, number one, China. Well, we won't get into. We really can't get into that. But
what I love about that
nothing
is
against China itself. It's just with the whole...
you were. Yeah, it's because they can target your house.
No, that was terrible. I probably should have shut up long ago.
You know what the great thing about watching the Chinese Olympics is? You want to do it again an hour later. You're welcome.
All right, thank you. Thanks for bailing me out, Paul.
Here's the thing, and I don't really care about the sports angle of it, although the only sport I give a shit about is hockey in the Olympics. You would have thought with all the money they spent to build that fucking ramp, they would have been able to put a sheet up over the nuclear waste silos next to it. That plant, apparently that treatment plant hasn't been used in 15 years. Why didn't they just take something and knock it the fuck down, or put up like a screen that they could project a picture of Mao Zedong on, or some fucking thing? It's hilarious. It's like watching ski jumping in the neighborhood of Good Times.
Like I said, I haven't watched. I've only seen a couple highlights, but
it's hilarious. It's like they're ski jumping at 3 Mile Island.
It's like any Olympics. I mean, there's a few great highlights, but that's the end of it.
It's hilarious. Imagine putting a fucking ski ramp in Compton.
Yeah. Well, even any place that's had the Olympic, when it was upstate New York back in 1980s, they built all that infrastructure. They built the ski jumps and all that stuff, and that's the whole all these former Olympic cities that either it
always gets
great fame or they just deteriorated. There's 1,000 100 different former Olympic venues.
It's funny. They spend all this money to build these beautiful Olympic villages. They use them for 2 weeks, and then they just let them fall to shit. It's kind of like here in Arizona, we get what they call Cactus League baseball. It's basically preseason baseball. And they have these fantastic baseball stadiums. They're outstanding. They're for major league spring training. And they only use them for like 3 weeks in March. Or if somebody gets sent down for a rehab thing, or, where they have to just go and work out. But these beautiful baseball stadiums, there's like a dozen of them here in Phoenix,
like Florida,
and they don't get used.
For the East Coast, they do. Yeah, they all have the spring training in Florida, and you're talking about Major League Baseball. Like they have the West Coast pretty much trains down in Arizona.
American League Central, National League West, National League Central, because like we get like the Cubs. This is the big place for Cubs fans to come during spring training. So the Cubs come here. So it's, National League Central, American League Central, American League West, National League West. They both practice here.
Thank you, Mel. So, Johnny, housekeeping. I know you're
hey,
here we go.
Hey guys.
I'm not cutting you off, Paul.
I was just giving Nightbot the
I know Johnny's itching to get the show started. So
for last night's show, which we can recap. I'm hearing it's the best show ever. People are telling me, Johnny, that's the best show you guys have ever done.
Many people are telling you that.
It's incredible.
Only the best people.
I heard this was the best show too. So
I've heard this. Yes,
that rumor was started.
Yeah, fake news.
Seconds ago.
Yep.
How do we normally start these things?
Have we started yet? Actually,
executive producers here on Johnny Beane TV here on YouTube. If it wasn't for these people, man, Dave Ennis. Vinyl Freak 5150, Mike Neese, great talking to you over in the Discord earlier, man. Music Therapy Laz, who has a huge surprise for everybody. Where's the thing out? Majestic PB and J Cat, Wayno, Sherman Callahan, Andy Carson, Michael B. By the way, Sherman Callahan, I saw your message. You want me to change your name on here? You're gonna have to change. You're gonna have to change your channel name, I think, for that to happen. Michael B. Arhabs Warlag, dude. Thank you so much for all your extra support, man. The Chad, Lawrence Christensen, Lenny Lou and Mary, James Gum, John Moronic, Paul Martin Woods. Thank you for the comments, dude. Stephen Franklin, Michael Smith, the captain, who is having the time of his life tonight. Hopefully, we'll see those guys.
Yeah.
Thomas Santiago, Joe Christian, Jim Ray Hawkins, David Allen Wright, who is here, and Steve Carmichael. That is the top tier channel membership here on Johnny Beane TV here on YouTube. Become a channel member. Try it out. It's a lot of fun. Any super chats will change the color of my lights, even though my filters are all screwed up tonight. Everything just looks bizarre. But that's the way to help support the channel, support these shows. And if you'd like to get a hold of us anytime during the show, you can log into WhatsApp, 415-952-3263. We're also live on Facebook, where we have Facebook stars. And we're live in the Van Halen, exclusively Van Halen group, where we had an amazing show last night featuring Steve Rosen with his new book, Tone Chaser. If you guys didn't see that video, you're gonna have to watch that. And what else? John Biel is here.
Yeah, he is. Thank you. I love the adoration. It's always good. Yeah. So Nerd Halen. Yeah, we're hoping we can see Nerd Halen and Michael Smith. I've been following them on Facebook throughout the week, and it sounds like, Caleb is having an amazing time with the band, and Michael Smith is sharing it all with us throughout Facebook posts and everything. And Nerd Halen is making their name this week. I mean, I think they had a meet and greet yesterday with 700 plus people.
I know a couple of people on the boat that I didn't know were going on it. My friend Allie, who used to work for I think it was Roadrunner. It was Roadrunner Records. Last time Allie and I hung out was when we took Zach Wilde to Fenway Park, which was fun. It was a Red Sox-Yankees game. And she's out of the business now, and she's living somewhere in the South. And all of a sudden I saw her posting from Mexico today. She goes, "We're off the boat in Mexico." I go, "Holy shit, you're on the cruise?" I go tell Caleb I want my guitar back. And she said she saw them. She goes, saw them for the first time. They were fucking awesome. So that's a great endorsement from somebody who is in the music industry and who worked with Zakk Wylde and worked with real bands on Roadrunner, metal records and shit like that. And for her to be blown away by a band is high praise. So it's pretty cool. And there's a couple other friends of mine went on it that are like cruise junkies.
Yeah, it sounds like the response they got was amazing, overwhelming. Like they were, they're a hit, man. It sounds like they brought it and they delivered on the cruise. And if you can watch his at some point watch his Nerd Halen set on Facebook. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys are friends with Michael or people. Friends with Michael, and I'm sure I don't know if he posted the full set if Caleb posted the full set on Nerd Halen, but I mean they sounded great. Actually, the video sounded great. It it looked good. It looked like it sounded like they had a lot of good fans there, and it was by all accounts everything's going great. So we hope we see them tonight, and
I think we will.
We got
because,
go ahead.
Because Michael called me before the before they even left for the cruise, and he was saying, "Johnny, we need to coordinate when we'll get together and do stuff." And so I figured tonight, like tonight would be the night where they have the link, so at any time somebody could pop up down here and we'll.
It seems like the internet on the ship is pretty good, so I think they'll be.
Well, he paid.
We'll see.
He paid for the top internet from that
tier.
Ship. He did. He paid for the top tier internet on that boat. So
good. Well, it's going to be a fun. No matter
hopefully, it's dial up.
And last night, Johnny, great show. Steve Rosen. I mean, that was a lot of stuff that he loved the nerd stuff. That was great. Especially Rob. He's always coming out with the the deep questions and.
I mean, Steve, he was on with us a couple years, maybe close to 3 years now. He was on here, and back then he didn't even have a video camera, so it was just the whole show was me holding a phone to my microphone and him talking to us, But no, I think last night was the best show he has ever done on the internet. And
let him say that, John.
In my opinion.
That's all right. Johnny's patting his own back. That's good.
Yeah. And I think he was like shocked that we had 100 people sitting here watching, because he's used to
12.
I don't know. Who knows? He was shocked. He was like, "Wow, this is amazing." So he'll be back. He'll be back here, and
he seemed to have a lot of fun. Just feeling.
Oh yeah, great
and,
time.
And I can't wait to read his book. I can't wait. When that comes out, I'm on the list. So I'll be getting that. Tone Chaser.
Same here. Tone Chaser. That's it.
I always say to myself, how much more can we learn about Eddie Van Halen?
Oh, there's a lot. There really is.
It's never enough.
How far do you want?
Not enough.
How deep do you want to dig? I mean, I've been looking through different. Johnny knows I've been posting them on posting them on Facebook. Different old magazine, sites that you can get.
Dude, yeah. When you were congratulating everybody, was that last night?
When I was congratulating
in
people?
Facebook, you were congratulating everybody.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
in the DMs, and I said to you, dude. I mean, you're posting a lot of amazing stuff in the Van Halen group. And
I found a couple of good, like, you can search newspapers from any city across America. You just and I just search the Halen, just search Halen, and you narrow it down to 78 to whatever you want, and then it does take some digging, but you can find some cool articles, and It's on the face. We can share. I mean, later on, if we have some, we can.
I gotta
look at
change
some
that.
of
That's
those.
not even the right name of the group anymore.
But
It's a different name now.
one that I did find was it was, I think, Cincinnati. They played in '80, and the whole big lawsuit came out of it, and they shut down concerts in the city for a couple of weeks. Then they shut the university that they played at. Brought up a lawsuit against them because the dressing room was trashed or stuff was trashed.
Was that the lighting up?
Oh, the light, yeah, and the light, yeah, and that was, yeah. I didn't even read the whole article, but it kept going and going, and it was like, week by week, more about that trial that kept coming up. Should we have concerts at the university and blah blah blah. And so, I mean, it's like Paul was saying. Is there any more you can learn? I mean, the more you dig, there's thousands of articles about everything. And how far do you want to go?
All the way.
Definitely. I want to learn as much as I can, but it takes dedication. It takes some time, and it takes a lot of I don't have a lot of time to be able to do that, but when I do, it's fun. It's a rabbit hole. It's one of those things you just keep going down that rabbit hole.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny likes that stuff. I think
I do, man. That's something I've kind of realized now. It's pretty cool when you get to a point in your life and one of your favorite bands, you don't have to go digging for stuff. People come to you. I'm at the point now where people come to me, they tell me stuff all the time, or they send me stuff. So anything that happens, I'm like right on top of it. And I don't even have to even do anything. And it's amazing. So thank you so much, John Beale.
Well, and you think about even 20 years ago, to the amount of stuff that we've discovered in the last 20, and we meaning the internet and everybody on Facebook or YouTube or anything like that,
MySpace,
anything that's come out in the last 20 years. And yeah, I mean, 20 years since you could. I mean, and Johnny, you were on those. I think I discovered the news desk back in maybe like 2005 or something like that. But I know you were. I
think I was what do you call a lurker on there for a lot of years, and I finally joined in like 2009. I finally actually made an account, but
like VH Trading and stuff like that.
VH Links, Van Halen Links. That's what it was.
Yep, that's been around for and years ago. I mean, when I was just searching through those old forums of all kinds of, that's where the stuff really started to come out, and the legends and stuff like that about Oakland or whatever it was, different guitars and everything, different pickups, different necks, all that stuff about Edward and all that. You and Rob, that's what, the next step in that was video and stuff like that. And YouTube came along, and you could start. The first thing I searched on YouTube was just Van Halen and all the, at the US Festival. And then the first time I saw Baltimore 82 or any of that really old stuff, the music videos and stuff. I mean, I had the snail mail stuff, but
Yeah, I had all that snail mail stuff too, but then the internet came along, and there it all was, a lot of it.
Yeah,
where you can watch it anytime.
And so the stuff that we're discovering today, and there's always more to learn about it.
Yes,
we're geeks, but who cares?
It's never ending.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm proud to be a Van Halen nerd now.
Definitely. Nerd Halen.
Yes. Well, we got like 100 people in here. Who do we have in here? Can't Drive 55, G. Butchnoff, Renus Pinkel, Ed.
That?
Hey, Ed, welcome, man.
Yeah,
always good to see new names.
Yeah, Ed was part of VHML out of Cornell, I believe.
Cool.
What is that? Van Halen mailing list?
I kept getting banned from that, but Sharon Wilddollar.
Yep, Sharon's totally hitting on me the whole time, which is great. It's good for my ego. Valentine's Day. I don't have a Valentine, so it's good.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Or, as we call it around here, Van Halentine's Day.
Wow.
That show was last night, John. Seriously.
That's creative. Hey, this is my show. We can talk about Van Halen.
I can't. No, the Van Halentine's Day was last night.
Oh, that's true.
Every
night's
love, the
Valentine's
nonstop love.
Every night's Van Halentine night with your Van Halentine.
Yes.
You can always have a Van Halentine. You can't always have a Valentine, but you can always have a Van Halentine.
That's true, man.
I'd like to dedicate this to those of you who are in love.
That's right.
I'd like to also dedicate this to those of you who are in love but wish you were the fuck out of love.
I remember
that rant.
And I love you that are those of you who are in love with somebody who wish you were in love with somebody else.
Oh man, Dave, we love you, Dave. Diamond Dave, everyone. Diamond Dave. We need a good Diamond Dave impersonator. Oh, you're a good Diamond Dave impersonator.
Yeah, he's I don't he got real fucking quiet, didn't he?
I know. We want to hear from you, Dave.
Yeah, he got real quiet when they canceled those shows. All of a sudden, Dave was off the radar.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he can't keep quiet for too long, so we'll hear from him soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's the other thing. If there's anybody who needs attention, it's Dave. It's the fuel that runs him.
All Dave, all night.
Yeah, gee, I agree. I believe Dave has a health issue that he's not talking about.
Well,
it's been that way for a couple of years.
We wish you the best, Dave.
Yes.
We got a message from Michael Smith.
Okay. John Biel is sensing that Michael Smith sent us a message.
Sensing it, or
so we've got a telepathy from we've got a message from Michael Smith.
All right.
On the show for the beginning, Caleb and I are going to hop on the show if the internet is good.
It better be good. He paid top tier for that internet.
Michael Smith has good internet, so we'll be seeing them. Hopefully.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So
that'd be cool, right? R2R3 Locking Nut.
Shout
Thomas
out
Santiago, Vista Light 1972, Craven Soda, Jeff T.
Lads.
Quentin
James. Oh, is that Lemmy?
Yeah, she might need to go out. She's waddling over to me right now. Hi, baby girl.
Lemmy.
Hi,
Lemmy,
baby
ladies
girl.
and gentlemen. Come on. Let's hear
Lemmy,
it.
she's just waddling around. She's a good girl.
Beautiful girl. Beautiful girls.
She's a good dog.
Beautiful.
Uh-oh. First false flag call.
Here we go.
Hey, everybody, Johnny, it's false flag.
Do you accept?
Yeah, I have to accept them.
Hell no.
Hello, you're on the air with John Biel.
Hey, Johnny, it's Kurt with a C.
Kurt with a C.
Not false flag, sorry.
Yeah, how's it?
The other
Good, how you doing?
I'm awesome.
Hi, baby girl.
And it's warm where you're at.
It is. It's pretty.
Hey.
It's pretty warm here.
It's
60
warmer on that for once.
Yeah.
65 at
Hey,
9:30 at
I
night.
got a question for Paul.
Okay.
Yes.
He referenced, I mentioned Zach Wild's name a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I
I
heard
just
it.
wanted to ask, is him if Zach is as funny and personable and real in real life as he is in his videos, and when I say videos that you see on YouTube and interviews, he seems like the most down-to-earth cat. Is that how he actually is?
Yes. I hope he can hear. Zach is a big child. And I say that with respect. He is fun-loving. He takes his music seriously, but that's about it. The rest of it, quick Zach Wild story. He came in that same week that we went into the ball game, the Red Sox game. He bought the entire section hot dogs, which was hilarious. He gave me like $1,200 and said, "Here, get everybody a hot dog." So I'm like walking into Fenway Park with like all these fucking hot dogs, and like 3 other people helping us. But we almost got thrown out of the Capitol Grill, which is I don't know if you have them in your city, but it's a fairly high end. It's like a Morton Steakhouse. And we're in there, and this is a place where you have to show up like fairly well dressed. And Zach's got his colors on and the big fucking chain wallet. And he's got Phil with him, who's the red-haired guy with the ponytail. It's his brother-in-law. And Ferguson, who's basically his handler. So there's the 3 of us there, and it looks like fucking Hell's Angels walked in.
And Paul.
And Carrie from WAAF.
Mistress Carrie.
Yeah, and our friend Adam, who was our promotions director, who was a big dude, and they gave us a corner booth. And it was at some point in the evening, Zach pulls out a couple of bottles of Beck's that he had brought in with him. And we were drinking Stoli Dolies all night. And at one point, around 9 o'clock or so, Zach decided he wanted to reenact some football. So he got up and decided he was going to snap a bottle of Beck's to either me or Adam, and run a play in the middle of the fucking Capitol Grill. Thankfully, the manager, Chris, was a friend of ours and didn't have us bounced. But needless to say, it was a spectacle. He's just a big child. He's a totally nice dude. And now that he's not drinking, he's just a workout nut. He's become a big gym rat. But he's always been a nice dude. You don't want to get him pissed off. He takes his music very seriously, but that's about it. But couldn't be a nicer guy.
When was that? When was that?
Awesome. The Capitol Grill night?
Yeah.
2005.
Okay.
2005. It's been a while. Last time I saw him was probably 4 or 5 years ago, when Black Label came through, and it was an interesting thing. It was right before Nick got bounced out of the band, and the story of Nick Catanese is a sad one. But it was right before Nick got bounced out of the band, and he was basically, Zach was traveling away separately from the rest of Black Label Society. They were on a bus, and Zach had his own bus because they were trying to keep him sober. And Barbara Ann, his wife, who is basically like Sharon Osbourne, she's essentially his keeper, had it set up so that Zach would be isolated because when he gets around his friends, he gets drunk.
Yeah.
So super nice guy, Kurt with a C.
Cool.
Yeah, and a better guitar player than you hear on records. I think Black Label Society is a fun band. I don't think they're a particularly great band. Zach is capable of so much more than what that band is, but he's having fun doing it. He doesn't need it. I mean, he doesn't need Black Label Society. It's not something he needs to do. It's basically a party for him, an excuse for him to get out on the road and play. He makes it. He has enough money for his Aussie money is enough, and his guitar money is enough.
Always a fan. Always been a fan of.
He's and he. By the way, he also knows music too. That's the other. He's a fan like we are.
Yeah.
He loves just listening to tunes and doing his thing. Loves watching cartoons. Gets all the references.
Right.
If he weren't Zach Wild, or if he didn't have anything better to do, he would do this show. He'd be sitting here shooting the shit with us because that's kind of what he likes doing.
That's from everything I've seen. I've never met him, but yeah, he seems like a really cool guy.
Bozique, no, their audience isn't mostly all bikers. Zach is friends with a certain motorcycle club, but that whole vest and biker image thing is just something that he jumped onto. Zach's audience is mostly men, men between the ages of 25 and 40, 50.
Aussie type fans.
Yeah.
I mean, really, that's where his audience comes from. But then,
yeah.
And then the metalheads and
yeah. No, his audience is an interesting thing. I think that the best thing that he's ever done musically is probably Pride and Glory, because it was, it had the ability to be heavy and still sensitive at the same time. That and the Book of Shadows records, which are both fairly acoustic and fairly mellow. He's a talented dude. He was gonna be in the Allman Brothers. True story. Yeah, true story. Dickie Betts went AWOL at one point, and I mean he's a big fan of Southern rock. He knows that shit. Allman Brothers, Skinner, that's kind of his world. He loves that stuff. Being from New Jersey, there's a weird little enclave of Southern rock in Long Island and New Jersey. For whatever reason, you would never think it would be, but bands like Molly Hatchet and Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush and like Mountain and the Allman Brothers, and there's just sort of there's an interesting thing. Marshall Tucker. There's an interesting little enclave of fans in that area, and he's one of them.
Northeast in general. I mean, they definitely have their, like you're saying, the Allman Brothers or Allman Brothers filmed one of their concerts up Great Woods.
Well, that's where he got in the band. So Dickie Betts disappears. And Zach is in the area, and basically they say, all right, you're in the band. He'd already jammed with him. They said, you're in the band. He plays one show in Mansfield, Massachusetts, and he's Zach. He's on stage doing what Zach does and jamming Allman Brothers tunes, but he's running around and jumping on amplifiers and all the stupid shit that Zach does, being a wild man.
Before he was with Ozzy at all? Or
no. This was probably, I want to say early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s.
Come on.
So he
really cool. So they knew who he was. They knew what he was all about. And
he'd already done the Pride and Glory record.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And Pride and Glory has got sort of a Southern rock feel to it. Losing Your Mind and a couple other songs, Horse Named War. I mean, he's in the Allman Brothers. Like literally, they're like, okay, they're tired of Dickie Betts. Dickie's got some health problems. He's unreliable. Zach Wilde's going to replace Dickie Betts and the Allman Brothers. Wow. First show, he's Zach Wilde on stage, being who Zach Wilde is. At the end of the show, they said, Zach, we have a problem.
Wow.
We don't do that here. This isn't.
And nobody told him that beforehand. Like,
he's Zach. Zach does what Zach does. He was way too enthusiastic. There's one thing that you can say about Zach Wilde is Zach is he's enthusiastic. He's overly enthusiastic, and I think he tried a little too hard, and he was a little too excited. And Greg and the guys in the band were like, "That's not who we are. We don't."
So it was an audition. I mean, so we're
not really.
But I mean,
he played with them for one show, and they kicked him out.
Yeah. So I mean, so it's an audition. That's an audition,
No, an audition is when you go to a studio and you record. You rehearse and you hang out
in front of 20,000 people. But it was still, like, is this guy? Obviously, after knowing who Zach is and seeing him with Ozzy for 10 years or whatever at that time,
Yeah, but I think that there's a certain expectation that Zach knows who the Allman Brothers are too, and it should go unspoken that the Allman Brothers are a Southern rock band. We jam. We're a blues band. We sort of, if you've seen the Allman Brothers, they're not the most exciting performers on the stage. So Zach, by saying, "Hey, I want to be in the Allman Brothers," it's implied that I get what you guys do. I'm ready to do what you guys do. He gets in the band. He's fucking Zach, and they're like, "Whoa, slow down, Hard Charger."
Is there video of that? I wonder if
there might be. There's audio of it. I know there's audio of it. But he's it didn't work out for him. But Zach could have been in the Allman Brothers. And he did jam with Axl for a while too, in the late 90s, and that didn't work out either.
Well, yeah, I don't know if this is audio or video. Great Woods. Yeah. Whipping Post.
Yeah, he was
seems like it's just audio, but
yeah, and he played great, but he performed it was a little too much.
Allman Brothers was Zach Wilde in 93. There's a clip Allman Brothers with Zach Wilde 93.
Yeah, it was that long ago. Jesus, I didn't think
then
it was that long ago.
Yeah, it looks like 93 was when they played in Mansfield. But they a couple
I thought it was early 2000s. Jesus.
91 the Allman Brothers filmed their DVD, their big. It's an awesome DVD concert that I wish I had it. I have it in the other room, but it's a great, and I'm not a huge Allman Brothers, but I'm a great Southern rock fan and all that. So I mean, it was
the DVD.
I'll grab the DVD in a little bit, but
yeah, Keith, that video of him getting pushed off the stage was a joke. It was a line out of Blazing Saddles, where he was doing the Lily von Stupp act, where Zach was, going over to go there. Are you in show business? Then get the fuck off my stage. That was right out of Blazing Saddles. Zach was hammered. He was invited by Eddie, and Dave didn't know it.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Welcome, Gizmachi Band,
Yes.
Thank
It's
you,
Watcher
thank you.
Band.
aka 7/8,
I appreciate that. Appreciate
aka
that.
Jay Hoonan. Welcome, Jay.
I heard the show last night was great.
Yeah, where were you?
I was wondering why I never got the invite. No, I'm joking.
Excuse me.
It was
I figured
awesome.
Rob, well, especially Rob, but Rob and Kurt,
Rob Johns.
those were the guys that had to be on that show last night. I mean,
You didn't think John
they
Thiel
were
would be on there?
they were pigs in shit last night.
No, that was
Pigs in shit.
I just looked at it like this. Do I go on the show and just watch, or do I hang out downstairs
And get stoned.
just watch.
And get
Well, I didn't
stoned.
either. No, I checked in from time to time, but
It was a great show without you.
yeah, the stuff that I did catch was really, really cool. So
It was awesome. Yeah.
yep.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, John Biel. Well, you probably saw it. We're waiting for a visit from our friends on the Monsters of Rock cruise
Yes.
any moment.
Really?
They're probably terribly wasted.
When does the cruise end? Is it ending
I
tomorrow?
think they
or-
dock tomorrow. Yeah.
So this is like the last. They're out there having fun. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
They
they're
played
on-
their last show this afternoon. So
And they're on your time zone, John.
Yeah.
Biel. So
And
Well,
I do
Look-
not, Mr. Mick.
I don't want to spoil it, but just to give you a little, this was this afternoon show.
oh, it's amazing.
Where's the come on, focus?
There you go.
Yep. So
awesome.
Yeah.
yep, Caleb, good for him, man.
Caleb's living the dream, man. That's awesome.
Answering a question in the chat, Mr. Mick, I do not own a Wild Audio guitar, but I do have an Epiphone buzzsaw that he gave me and signed multiple times because he was drunk. He couldn't write.
Just
Too drunk to write.
Zach, can you sign this
Usually
part?
you're too drunk to do something else.
Sign the headstock.
Yes. No, he doesn't sign the headstock. He signs
the
down by the body, and he writes, Zach Wild and then the date, and then he goes down the list of all the bands that he's ever been in. So it's like it says BLS, Aussie, SDMF, Dime, like it's got all this stupid shit written, and then he's like, I don't know, that doesn't look good. So he writes it again. So it's like fucking ghost written. I'll grab it if you want to see it. It's fucking ridiculous.
Oh,
It was
That's
too
good.
hammered.
that's cool, man.
Yeah, I'll get it.
That's a collectible.
Yeah, I'll grab it. Hang on.
That might be worth a couple bucks.
At least.
At least 4.
So usually, when somebody is in has been in a bunch of different bands, right? Instead of listing them all when they sign an autograph, you list the first band you write is the band you're in. The second band you write is the biggest band you've been in, and the third one is another one you're involved in and you want people to know about. Right? Am I right? And
In a lot
you
of
write, and then you write
cases,
et
in
cetera.
Zach Wild's case, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you write ETC or something after it. 'cause
There's
they're
only a
always
few
in
people
one.
who have had all those experiences, but I know what you're saying. Yeah.
You don't have to list every every band.
Like, what's Sammy Hagar going to do? He's going to, Sammy Hagar is just his own name.
He's Sammy Hagar.
Yeah.
Well, right now he'd probably write the circle.
Right.
So if you look at this, he signs it.
Oh
See,
my
it says,
god!
It says Aussie, SDMF, Dime.
And then it looks like he wrote
He wrote
The
it
same
twice.
thing right over it.
Yeah, he wrote right over it because he said it didn't look good.
And when he was doing it, did you give him the look? The friggin' this look?
Which look?
Johnny?
Yeah, it would help if I could see the look.
Isolate.
No.
That look. No. You give him the
No,
Yeah,
I was
he-
just
Are
laughing.
you serious?
I was just laughing because he was so drunk.
You know, you probably said, what is that? Is that an ESP? What is that?
No, it's an Epiphone.
Oh, okay.
But these are actually very well made Epiphones. And they got the EMG passives in them.
Cool.
And they didn't make a lot of these ones, the orange, the buzzsaws, because they're
I've
ugly
never seen one of those.
Maple
you
neck,
haven't?
got the stinger.
No.
Look at that. That's
Yeah.
nice.
No, these
That's
are
what-
really well done.
When you say Epiphone, and I mean I know that's a set neck, but when you see the set neck, that's like a quality Epiphone.
Oh no, this is
bolt-on Epiphones are the and I know that a lot of the artist signatures are signature series are the real deal. Made in
They
Gibson
are-
factory, aren't they? Are they still made in the Gibson factory?
Now they're all made in China.
All right.
Epiphones, with the exception of there's a small group of them made in Japan, but those are made by Fujigen. This one was made by a company called Shine Guitars, Saein. It's one of the factories, one of the good factories. There's like 4 really good South Korean factories: Shine, Peerless, Samick, and Unsung. Or World Music now it does a lot of them too. And this one you can tell by the serial number, the first letter of the serial number. And they're unfinished maple necks.
Yeah.
You can see it's got the scarf joint on it. It's
Nice
2-piece,
looking,
2 or
yeah.
3-piece. But everything is unfinished maple neck. With this is probably rosewood, but the Gibsons had ebony on them. And then the EMG passives. And they are the quality. I mean, it still smells brand new because it just sits in the case because it was a gift, and I don't play it.
Orange stack behind that. I don't know.
Well,
if Zach plays any orange amps, but that would look good with an orange stack behind it.
yeah, these didn't sell well because they're ugly as fuck.
Yep.
They're super ugly.
Really?
Yes, that's ugly as shit.
But it's unique though.
Like 70s,
Yes.
like Scooby Doo or something.
Yeah. So, and it's got the diamond in it like a Gibson Les Paul custom wood, and Grover tuners, and then
Yeah, but if you're not a Zach Wild fan, you're looking at that guitar like, who the frig?
yeah, who would do this?
Who?
Yeah,
Only-
who? And it's got all the Zachs have the little imprint of him on the back. You see the little silhouette of him.
Bell bottoms, yeah.
Yeah, with the bell bottoms and the deal.
Bell-bottoms.
Yeah, so it's a fun thing, and again because he's no longer with Gibson, and he played it.
He's no longer with them pants either.
Yeah, so he played it, and so I don't.
Dude,
Like he would, he played it in the studio and was fucking around with it and shit. So I just kind of keep in the case.
That is
he
kind of
doesn't even
appropriate.
look like himself anymore.
No,
When you watch those old Ozzy videos and then you look at him now, you're like, is that it? Who? That's two
with the
different
long
dudes.
blonde, like straight blonde hair. Yeah,
No
Well,
shirt
well,
on.
he's-
classic Zach.
here's the thing: Zach and I are the
You
same
know, go way
age.
back, so I can call him, classic Zach.
We're the same age. He might have a year on me, or he might be a year older than me, or a year younger. And he looks 10 years older. The drinking and the partying and just all the shit on the road, man. That fucking
Beard.
it's really beat him up. And he's got some, if it weren't for the fact that he was drinking, he might be dead, because he ended up with some DVTs in his leg, which is deep vein thrombosis, those clots that break away and fuck up your, they get to your heart, you end up having a heart attack or a stroke out and die. And because he drank so much, his blood was thin and didn't coagulate. And when they found the DVTs in his legs, the doctors basically said, yeah, if the doctor said, if he didn't, if you weren't, your blood wasn't so thin from all the fucking drinking, you might have already stroked out and died. And so he ended up, he stopped drinking pretty quick after that.
Well, he should have
So-
kept drinking.
Yeah, Zach. Wait, no, Zach's 55. Yeah, he probably should have. Zach's 55. I'm 54 in April, so he's got a year on me. But he looks 10 years older.
Yo, Johnny, you know what the beauty about tonight is? Paul's microphone has switched over to John Biel now. So whenever Paul's talking and John Biel tries to chime in, John Biel's like,
Good. That's why I need a gate that shuts me off when somebody else is talking.
The gods have spoken.
Well, I changed the processing on my mic, so
Paul sounds wonderful tonight.
wonderful. So yeah, this is the only I only have like 2 or 3 signed pieces of memorabilia. I have this. I have a shotgun stock signed by Ted Nugent from a 12 gauge shotgun, and I have a David Lee Roth signed pith helmet.
Pith.
Yeah, pith, you know what a pith helmet is? It's the jungle helmet, the white, the jungle helmets.
Are we talking with lisps now? Is that what's going on?
I'm sorry, you uncultured fucking hayseed.
Hey, Paul, is that a Gibson?
No, it's an Epiphone.
Oh, I see.
Take a piss,
I actually, fun fact. So when I was working in New Orleans, I heard a commercial for Guitar Center, and the kid that was reading the Guitar Center commercial referred to these as Epiphany guitars.
I could see it.
Yeah, well, you can pronounce that. EPIPH. Yeah, Epiphany.
Sure. They call them Epiphany guitars. Made me laugh.
Well, it's like when I first saw Ibanez, I didn't know how to pronounce it. It was Ibanez.
We're all still pronouncing it incorrectly. It's Ibanez.
Yeah. Ibanez, of course. Paul knows. Yeah,
they should. Crap,
we're all mispronouncing it.
Man,
Gibson.
That's one of those things that the world got tired of trying to kick water uphill.
Yeah. Why add more effort to something that just Ibanez just flows off the tongue? Oh no!
No!
Oh no!
Ready for this joke? You ready for this joke, Jay? I made it earlier, but you weren't here to hear it. Johnny's two-faced, so we might as well have 2 of them on there.
Oh,
beef! There's no
Johnny,
beef.
What if you? Oh, one's muted. Unmute the one.
Stereo.
Can I?
Echo.
No, they're both. You're only going to get one feed.
There's only one feed. Yeah.
I was hoping it would be like
2 cameras or 2
Well, this Jay, you don't know what's
browsers.
going on. My camera is like for some reason I'm stuck on a filter on my main camera. Like here's my main camera. This is my main. That's my main camera right there. So this is what I would normally use, but it's stuck on a filter. I can't. I tried. I don't know what's going on.
Did you obviously? Let me pretend I'm tech support. All right, Mr. Beane.
Did you unplug it and plug it back in?
I'm going to ask you have you restarted your computer?
No, there was no time. There was no time. So I have my older camera plugged in here, which looks crappy too because there's some sort of I just need to restart.
Oh, you haven't done that yet?
No, because it was like it was time to
jump
go.
out.
Switching it back and forth.
By the time it happened.
Go restart it. Go out to the store like you did last week.
I don't know why this is funny, but it
get
is.
Some Kit Kats.
Have you tried switching the filter to something else instead of just turning it off?
Have you tried?
Yes, I have, and
Have you tried turning that fucking blinding zephyr of a selfie light away from your face?
Normally it doesn't do that.
What's the filter called?
Normally,
but now you can turn it.
Normally I need it. Normally
it's the Valentine's filter.
You don't
like
need
a nice pink hue to Johnny.
Look at that. See?
But see now it's the screen.
No, it still looks crappy.
Oh yeah, it looks horrible.
Turn it up. Turn it up on the up to the ceiling.
That's not.
Turn it up to the ceiling. Just use it as reflective light.
Right?
There you go. You can do that. That's what I do. All my lights are pointed up over.
I have one fucking light bulb going here.
Dude, I'm so
That's
fucking
it.
high right now that everything that comes out of my mouth, I think is.
Jay doesn't realize
I thought I was muted.
Dude. Dude, that was great. That's gonna be a soundbite.
Stamp.
That'll be a soundbite. But
that's awesome.
Johnny, at least Ned looks good.
You want to finish sending that? You want to go finish sending that text now? Go ahead. Whoever's going to get it is going to laugh their ass off. Please let it be me.
He just ha-ha'd in the chat and then ha-ha'd to me. He's watching this. This is him. I'm messaging him.
Telling him how hot you are.
Come on the show, Cameron. Let's talk to you, man. It's been a while. Jay's super high. He needs help.
Super high.
If I was super anal about everything, I would.
Everybody is full
swig. Oh, shut it up.
It's my mom. No, don't answer. It's my mom.
It's false flag. Hello, Johnny.
No, who's Jay's alter ego?
Hello.
Kurt.
Hey, Johnny, it's Kurt with a C again.
Kurt was
Hey.
Craven Soda. I don't know.
Hey, I wouldn't worry about what your camera looks like. It doesn't matter. Plus, compared to what Jay's camera looks like, he looks like he's in a cave or a Halloween dungeon.
The man cave.
Jay's highest.
That's because he's high and lights scare him.
Put yours on the darkest setting and just continue. No one gives a shit.
It's good advice. Definitely.
Well, yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, it looks better. Leave it.
Looks pretty much the same.
it's the green.
Yeah.
But
I'd rather
compared to
see a pink
Jay's,
instead of green.
I mean, Jay's literally looks like he's in the dark hiding from somebody.
You
Hey,
don't
Johnny-
wanna see more of us, really.
Johnny, any chance you got the name of the gangbanger that tagged your jacket?
Anyway, have a good show.
Thanks,
See you
Kurt.
later, man.
Thank you.
Kirsty.
Kurt with a C.
Okay.
Johnny, what's all that shit written on your jacket?
Bye-bye.
You haven't heard the story of the jacket?
I don't know the story of the jacket.
This is a collectible. This was a
Man.
gift from Hulu.
Johnny, switch your camera.
Hulu
No, leave it. I
sent
like this
this
one better.
because there's a TV show called the something John Biel. What's the show?
Really? You really cared about that gift, do you?
The Office, the Sex and the City,
Tales.
Look at the
Tales
Tales from the Crypt,
in
Tales
the chat.
from the Dark Side.
In the chat,
Tales-
there's a show on Hulu with
What
Well,
is
they really
Handsmaid. Hands.
written
Oh,
jacket?
Handmaid Tale.
There's a Handsmaid Tale show,
I was gonna say Shark Tales or something.
and
like that.
this is
Shirt
number
Tales.
1973 of 2020. Hulu. It was like a present from Hulu, and
A present.
it says like
A present
it
from
says
Hulu.
bastards all over it. That's what it says.
Oh, jeez.
Something.
It's kind of inappropriate.
Bastard.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never seen the show, so I
light
don't know.
Tea.
But it was a gift.
And it's
so
a
I wouldn't
female
wear
jacket, isn't it?
It might.
Johnny,
be, yeah.
Johnny doesn't wear anything that he wasn't given for free by somebody.
Well, he bought his own shirt.
I bought my own shirt.
I figured some fourth grader just came by and tagged you on the way to the fucking blackboard.
No,
I think I like the pink better, man.
No.
you like the pink better? I'm gonna restart.
Pink.
Actually, I can just do this. I can,
If you can just do that, why didn't you?
Yeah, right.
Anybody else?
That's the first thing you do.
So I mean, it's kind of an homage to the 80s and 90s jean jackets that we all used to wear. I don't know. I had one.
I still have like 5 of them in my closet.
remember my first jean jacket. Yeah, get the Van Halen patch. That's the first thing you put on it. And then same thing that Johnny had. Use those paint markers, and you just.
I made the
I
mistake.
didn't have enough money to get the full back patch or whatever it was, but.
Executive producer Wayno would be able to tell you. I had a Levi's jacket that had the cover of the first Iron Maiden album, Eddie, up against the wall there in London, hand painted by a little skinhead girl. She was like 4 feet tall with a mohawk and huge tits. And she hand painted the whole thing without the Iron Maiden logo. So it was the skinny Eddie, from the first Maiden album, in front of the lamp and the wall. And I made the mistake of letting some girl borrow it. Never saw it again. Yeah. Thought I was going to have sex with her. Didn't have sex. Lost the fucking jacket.
Yep. Double L. Hold them both up.
Fucking dipshit. Dumbest thing. And I still know the girl. I still talk to her on Facebook occasionally. Yeah. It's that scene without the logo, without the Iron Maiden logo. It looked fucking fantastic. In fact,
not that I'm a huge Maiden fan, but that's
in fact, if you were at the Guns N' Roses show at the Orpheum Theater in 1988, you probably would have seen Rod Smallwood, the manager of Iron Maiden, offer me $100 to buy the jacket off my back, and I told him no.
I was 14. I couldn't go.
He tried to
Couldn't go
cheat
out
you,
there.
huh?
I wasn't allowed.
Yeah, we were. It was Rod Smallwood and a guy named Wayne. What the fuck is his last name?
Campbell.
Something from the band The Mission UK.
Yeah,
Wayne O.
Wayne O.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. Except it was a longer version of Eddie. There was more of Eddie's body there. Craven, so I haven't thought about doing a John Cleese impression in a long time. So on demand, I can't. I would have to hear his voice again and then do it.
He's done so many different.
Who was the
real John Cleese voice?
who was Iron Maiden's first singer?
Paul Di'Anno.
I that's one of those things. I don't understand how anybody likes that version of Iron Maiden. Like
Well,
when I hear,
they were punkier. It was more punk.
and maybe if you were a fan of them when that was out, I could
Right.
see.
It fit
Man.
right in the late 70s. That, I mean, was that, what was that, 80, late 70s, 80 or something like that?
1979.
79. So I mean,
79 was the
punk
first Iron Maiden record.
that kind of, I mean, think about what else was out there, and then came along Judas
I'm saying
Priest
any
and, you know,
any of the Maiden fans
Dio.
that became Maiden fans after Bruce Dickinson got in the band. I don't know how any of those fans would listen to that old Iron Maiden and be like, I liked it.
But there's an argument to be made for a lot of bands like that. There are people who listen to Genesis before Phil Collins and say I hated it,
Yep.
or Pink Floyd before Gilmour, or Van Halen before Sammy that don't like it. I mean, there's you're going to get that with every band. Clearly, Bruce was the missing piece. I like Iron Maiden. I like Iron Maiden with Paul Di'Anno, but it's a different band, and I look at it as a different band that was early on in their.
I mean, it's like
I mean, Bonds. See, there's an example where, as great as Brian Johnson is, he's still not as good as Bon Scott was.
Well,
but would AC/DC be as big?
Yes,
you say not as good. I mean,
well, you got to understand
they're very different. I mean, they have different. You know.
I think Brian Johnson is, for some reason, there's something about his voice I think that's more like palatable.
Yes,
to the every fan type of.
No,
from Bon Scott, but I think I know what Jay's saying. Yeah, it's more
no. It would have been the AC/DC with Bon Scott, had they continued, would have been more like the Rolling Stones, more of a bluesy, straight ahead. Yeah, they were a straight ahead Chuck Berry, 3 chords and a bottle of whiskey band. And keep in mind, Highway to Hell was their biggest album. They were about to fucking explode when Bon died.
Well, they were headlining the festival, like, the California Jam and stuff like that, or the California Oakland Day in the Green and stuff like that.
And when you go to an AC/DC show, Jay, and you know this, when you go to an AC/DC show and Brian sings the Bon songs, the place fucking blows up. When you hear the riffs to, Whole Lotta Rosie or Let There Be Rock or Jailbreak or any one of those old Bon Scott songs, the place blows up before Brian says a word, because Bon Scott was the man. He was charismatic at a level that Mick Jagger and David Lee Roth and Robert Plant had.
He had
was one of those guys.
Then
yeah,
Brian Johnson, taking nothing away from Brian Johnson.
No, Brian's awesome, but Bon is a legend.
Yeah,
and I know. Think of how lucky, if you're going to have to go through a member of the band, tragically,
right.
It's easier on the band when, hey, we have no choice but to get a new singer.
Right.
You're not, you're not, we're going to go in a different direction, move on from this guy. And
it's not like you're 20 years into your career or anything, that was, 5.
Well, they were 7 years into their career when that happened.
And they got a singer who literally is the same style.
Very similar, yeah. He was now. If you listen to Brian's pre-AC/DC band, Geordie, they don't sound anything like AC/DC. They're like a pop, almost a glam band, like Sweet. You know what I mean? They were much more poppy, and he had a different singing style before he got into AC/DC.
How many albums? I don't want to cut you off, but I'm going to forget what I'm thinking of right now. How many albums did AC/DC have with Bon Scott?
Jesus, you got well, if you don't count the Australian ones, because they got released, Highway to Hell, Power Age, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, Highway to Hell, If You Want Blood, You Got It. Jeez. Plus the live album, I think, was If You Want Blood, You Got It. Let There Be Rock. So six at least 6. Album? Yeah. And if you don't count and then Highway to Hell. So if you don't count 74 Jailbreak, which was leftovers from the Australian pressings of TNT and High Voltage. They had 6 records out. The thing is, you couldn't get AC/DC records in the United States before Highway to Hell unless they were imports.
Yeah,
and
they
things
didn't
like
break in the US.
And things like Yes, Quentin James Bond was in a band called Fraternity. I have their music too. He was in a hippie sort of psychedelic band called Fraternity.
The reason I asked that question, and I didn't know, the reason I asked that question is because they had that much of a
A catalog,
catalog
yeah.
already.
Yeah.
And they got a new singer that kind of, as far as vocal style and everything kind of fit right in, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Imagine Van Halen after Dave, left the band, getting somebody who was, I don't want to say a Dave clone, but somebody that sounded the
Tim
same.
Dandy.
Would that have worked? Maybe
I don't know.
because Dave was such a huge character, it would seem fake. It
Well,
would seem forced. Maybe that's why.
Well, Jay, here's why. Because the only record that was released in the United States to major distribution before Bond died was Highway to Hell. So Highway to Hell, I mean, you could get the other ones, but they were imports. Highway to Hell comes out, becomes a fairly big hit. Bond dies.
Okay.
Then the people that wanted to hear more from AC/DC, they had fucking 6 more records that the record company went, fuck yeah, let's get these things now that we've already paid for and get them out. Like Dirty Deeds, done dirt cheap, wasn't available in the United States in like record stores until like 1980, 81. It wasn't until after For Those About to Rock became a huge hit. So no, High Voltage was early Dry Heat 480. High Voltage is there's 2 high voltages. There's an Australian high voltage and there's an American high voltage. The Australian high voltage has a couple of different songs on it, and they had another album called TNT in Australia. Those were both put together and made High Voltage in the United States as their quote unquote first album. I have the Australian ones as well. AC/DC is fucking. This is the greatest thing about AC/DC to me. AC/DC is a band that when they changed lead singers, they're both fucking great bands.
Yeah.
Great fucking bands. I mean, even the quote unquote
different story.
Because the style is so, identical as well. And even the music, like
they really didn't. Yeah. Sorry, Jay.
No, I was going to say that it's not like with Van Halen, it's obvious that everything changed in the band. The music was sonically, it was different. Obviously Sammy's style, it's night and day from Roth, so when a band kind of stays, sticks to their formula with AC/DC, that's a lot easier too, because you're not like completely changing everything about the band.
What's interesting about AC/DC is there are half a dozen bands that sound just like AC/DC. There are very few bands that sound like Van Halen.
Yeah.
Like when you try to get, other than Bullet Boys and Roxy Blue, those are the only 2 bands that tried to sound kind of like Van Halen. And Vito Bratta, as a guitar player, totally copied Eddie's sound for a while. But AC/DC gave birth to, Crocus changed their sound to sound like AC/DC. You got Rhino Bucket, you got The Poor, you got Nevada Beach. Jet sounds like them. Airborne sounds like them. There's like a dozen offshoot bands that sound like AC/DC.
Yeah.
Because that's just, there's a thing about it. AC/DC is a fucking a secretly great band. I don't know. And my friend,
secretly great, but it's no secret.
Yes, that's the thing.
They're one of the biggest selling bands in the world.
I don't know anybody that doesn't like AC/DC. And my buddy Mark Abramson, who is a record rep, was a record rep for Roadrunner Records, another guy that worked for Roadrunner. He was a guy responsible for Typo Negative's career and a couple other bands. Mark said once, he goes, if you don't like AC/DC, we can't be friends. And I thought that was a good philosophy to live life through. Just a super, super band. And even the quote unquote bad AC/DC albums, like Blow Up Your Video, Fly on the Wall, Flick of the Switch, are great fucking records.
I got to see them opening night of the Razor's Edge tour, and I think you may have seen them all at the Centrum, Paul.
Yeah.
90, was it 91 or 90?
90 was when the record came out.
November of 90, or whatever. Yeah, 90. And that was the first big arena rock show. I had seen Billy Joel at the Centrum a year or so before. But, and no, I didn't see it. I saw Roth the next year at Great Woods. And so, how old was I in 90? I was like 16, was just blown away. I was in awe of the whole thing. Not only like the stage show, and that was the big Razor's Edge. They had the whole like tiered, with the spotlights all across the stage. You think of what was the video, Thunderstruck video, where they have the whole. Oh, it was incredible. And then they ended with, of course, I think it was always their finale after it came out, For Those About to Rock. And it was just, the pyro and everything. My God. I mean, I was just, it's on YouTube. Worcester Centrum, first night of the Razor's Edge tour. Is amazing.
I have
Gonorrhea.
All 3 versions of the Backtracks box set. I have the Backtracks box set that came in an amp.
There we go.
Came with a little amp head that you can play through. I fucking love AC/DC. AC/DC is, I would say that I listen to far more AC/DC than I do Van Halen. Just because
They're forced to, because they play more AC/DC on the radio.
No, I choose to. I prefer to, because there's so much more material. There's so much more, and it's amazing. The live shows with Bond, depending on where they were playing, were different. Angus is just the rhythm section. AC/DC is a fucking perfect band.
There's more material, but is there better material though?
It's another case with
that's one of those arguments. I'm not going to compare the two because I don't know, but
you just did.
Well, I'm not an AC. I like AC/DC, but I'm not an AC/DC fan. So I'll go through a record and there'll be 3-4 songs I like.
Right.
But Van Halen's one of those bands that if you go from 1978 to 1995,
never a skip.
Not one bad album. Never a skip.
AC/DC,
we can't say that. That's copyright.
I can't say that for AC/DC. But seriously, I mean, it's the I know exactly what you're saying.
Are there any other bands that can say, how many albums is that? That's 10 studio albums, right?
Plus,
Paul, are you frozen? Or are you just looking?
I'm looking at you like you're an idiot because the same thing can be said about AC/DC and Led Zeppelin.
No, come on.
There's never for me. There's never a skip, and I shouldn't.
This is an age thing.
One of those bands that
Led Zeppelin. I would say I could listen to any Led Zeppelin track and love it.
I always turn Led Zeppelin off. I can't do it.
That's an age thing.
I like Zeppelin,
but I'm 58.
I'm not again. Zeppelin is one of those bands for me. You go through an album. It's like Motley Crue, where it's like, there's a couple really, really good songs, but there's a lot of filler, and that's what I feel.
No, there isn't a lot of filler on Zeppelin records.
Before this show, literally minutes before the show, I was watching Song Remains the Same.
Yeah, no, AC/DC, Led Zeppelin. There's an argument to be made that Aerosmith had a pretty big fucking run too. Although some of those late 70s Aerosmith records with Rick Dufay and Jimmy Crespo have some pretty shitty moments on them. But from 1973 through 1978, Aerosmith was pretty fucking solid. Yeah, pretty solid.
Probably any track from Aerosmith in that era, I don't think I would skip. I think
it's
to any track from any of those albums.
And by the way, we're talking about the greatest rock bands of all time, though.
Yes,
you're talking about Zeppelin, Aerosmith, AC/DC, Van Halen. Those are arguably the 4 greatest hard rock bands in the history of recorded music.
Kiss. I mean, I knew Kiss.
Kiss is another band that
a lot of
the early Kiss shit is so horribly recorded, but the songs are pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
From 73 to 80.
That bandwagon though.
Yeah, at 73 to 80, Kiss was pretty solid, but I mean, obviously they're not in the same category as the 4 we've just talked about.
Yet they're still selling out stadiums.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're, shit. As I think about that, I'm trying to think of another. Deep Purple, because their lineup instability sort of fucked them.
Black Sabbath. I mean,
same thing with Black Sabbath. Their lineup instability fucked them.
Metallica.
Sabbath albums.
Metallica's been one of the biggest bands on the planet since 1991.
Right.
And they're a goddamn heavy metal band. Geez.
Oh.
Who's in trouble now?
This will be
you You guys keep making this guy mad, man.
It's Kurt with a C.
We always like his input.
We just need to have an open
It's,
line. Kurt, you just need to have like an open like bat line here. Or a
Commissioner,
red
I know
phone
it.
so you can just chime in.
Hey, I had to call again, and this is in response to John Biel, but
Nice.
it's kind of aimed at Jay because he's a lot younger than the rest of us. Talking
Not
about
really.
AC/DC, how big they were back in the day. I'm 56, so when I was 17 in high school, I kind of live in a kind of rural town in Washington State. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
we're all at a party one night, but whatever, or after game dance, I don't remember, and blah, blah, blah. And someone said they're showing an AC/DC concert movie at the theater, actual movie theater.
Yeah, Let There Be Rock.
So everyone went, and it was like 1983-ish. So
It's probably when that came
whatever,
out.
you know,
Yeah.
like
It's when it was
those
released.
about to rock that era.
It was
And
Bon Scott.
The theater, the movie theater, was full of teenagers, whiskey bottles, beer bottles rolling down the aisles, people, tits hanging out, people smoking dope, and watching AC/DC on a freaking movie screen because we couldn't see them in concert.
There was no greater
It's
drinking
so
band than AC/DC.
different than it is today, but that's how big they were.
There is
Yeah,
no
it
greater
was a
drinking
big
band than
deal. I believe
AC/DC. If
Yeah.
you're drinking, AC/DC is the band. AC/DC found the
Like,
right
Today,
combination.
there's no way people would go to a movie theater and pay $8.
Well,
to
that's not true.
watch
No,
any band
nowadays they're
on a-
watching
on a
Justin
movie
Bieber
screen.
on a big screen or something like that.
That's not true. Metallica just
They
did it.
just wouldn't do
Oh,
it,
Metallica,
including myself.
But
Mhm.
yeah, tell him I've.
But anyway,
What is
I
it?
just
Let
had
There
to
Be
chime
Rock?
in. When
That film
John
was,
Biel was talking about
was great.
seeing him, it's like, yeah, we drove across town to see him on a freaking movie screen.
Do you want John
Yeah,
Biel's
it's-
phone number?
Please.
Actually,
Bye, bye,
no.
bye.
I don't
You
even know it.
We love you, Kurt.
David Allen Wright.
I
You
don't-
rock, man.
And that's one of the
Is
sad-
Is it 411? It's probably 411 for
Sure,
information.
exactly.
That's
It's
probably
probably 51150.
5.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
5.
5,
Perfect. 69 at the end. That's the area code 69.
69.
Yeah. Anyway, I had to chime in because AC/DC
That's a good
kicks ass.
story, no.
He had to
I
chime
mean,
in.
they've always been huge, but as the years go by, they kind of get overlooked. But
Well, yeah,
they
they're like the Who of their
were-
generation.
They were massive. Everyone dug them. Like,
Mhm.
like
Everyone
Paul
still
said,
digs 'em.
Everyone dug them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They still play fucking soccer stadiums.
Angus is a very underrated guitar player.
Absolutely.
That
Yeah.
little sawed-off bastard just
They get rediscovered
makes a
every
little
year.
SG.
Yep.
Junior high
It's
AC/DC shirts. Yeah. Every year. It's brand new.
Yeah, the amount of songs, I mean, the
Yeah.
amount of radio hits
funny.
that
I
they've
can
had.
always remember it's like seeing Angus Young playing an SG, and it looked like a big old guitar. No, they're just normal size, but he's small. It's just funny. But anyway,
Wow.
Yep. No, there's nothing like
Anyway,
there's nothing
have a
like an
good show, Johnny.
AC/DC show.
Thank you, man. Kurt with a C. Call
Yes,
back.
yes, Kurt. I will.
Call back in 10 minutes.
Okay. Bye.
I mean,
All right, see ya.
here's the thing:
Bye-bye.
it's Angus gets the credit because he's the player, but Malcolm was the driving force. Malcolm was the guy that wrote all the songs. Malcolm was the guy that ran the band, and maybe the greatest rhythm guitar player in the history of rock. He's just the things that and again, 12 notes, 3 chords. I mean, I can name you 6 AC/DC songs that sound exactly the same. That have the exact same chord progression
With
coming
3
in and out of the
chords.
hook.
But
Yeah,
they're-
but they're 3 good fucking chords.
they
They've
the right
done
everything. I mean, everything they, it was kind of a little bit they were a punk band that really came out, did everything right. Having who was it? Who produced their Back in Black?
Mutt Lange.
Mutt Lange, and at the right place at the right time with that album, especially, and that's what just blew them into the stratosphere.
Well, the early records were produced by Angus and Malcolm's older brother George, who was in a band in the 70s called Flash in the Pan, and then a band in the 60s called the Easy Beats, who had a huge fucking hit song called Friday on My Mind. It was a world-class hit that David Bowie covered and also had a hit with it.
David Blow Me.
And
Oh my gosh.
and they Vanda and Young were like the George Martin of AC/DC. They figured it out, found the formula. AC/DC figured out they write guitar riffs for guys and rhythms for women. So it was music that the guys loved to rock out to and women could dance to. And and they fucking won.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they still win. To this day, they still win. Power Up is the best AC/DC album they've released in the last 4 records. Brian sounds great again. Whoever produced it did a fucking fantastic job. It's a great record, and it's exactly what you want from an AC/DC record. You don't have to tell me. I don't even have to hear the single. Somebody says, "Oh, there's a new AC/DC album coming out Friday." Take my money.
Yeah.
So good.
that's
Such a
cool.
great fucking band.
Hit after hit. I mean, every album had a couple of hits.
Right.
Even
Yeah, and even
Blow
the
Up Your
filler
video,
was
even
great.
Blow Up Your video had a. I mean, what was that?
Oh, yeah.
That was from
Heat Seeker. Heat
Maximum
Seeker.
Overdrive. The movie.
No, that was Who Made Who.
Oh, okay. Who made who?
Oh yeah.
Those were back when we used to be able to have like the video cassette rental places when they had a music section.
Are we going to show those again?
There was only a few. There was only a few titles there, and you had a couple from the Beatles or a couple like you had the what was Song Remains the Same, but then you had like 3 or 4 AC/DC.
The Wall.
Like Let There Be Rock, Blow Up Your Video, and all like the videos that they had that and concerts too. And
Renus Pinko, Black Ice was not a stinker. It was the #1 tour of its year and was a #1 record. It's a massive fucking record. Huge record.
Hey, you think I should text Jeannie and wake her up and ask her to bring me up a bottle of water?
Yes.
That would be,
Yes, I think that should. Yeah, and
Hydrate.
I think you should go down and take your phone, go down and stream that response.
don't forget to hydrate.
To Beane.
Dude,
Dude, great to see you, man. That's a bit from like years ago when he would chime in. I'd be I would do that years ago. Thanks, Paul, for the Guitar Geek Out chat today.
yeah, we were talking about guitars a little earlier.
Speaking of guitars,
Raven Soda, you're thinking of Simon Wright. Simon Wright replaced Phil Rudd for 3 records, and then Chris Slade replaced Simon Wright.
who's the bald dude?
Chris Slade.
Chris
And then Phil Rudd came back and got arrested for trying to kill somebody and being all messed out. So Chris Slade came back.
Hey, Chris, can you come back?
They did. They called Chris Slade back, and this is the fucked up part about it. So Chris Slade comes back. He's in AC/DC. AC/DC retires after Brian Johnson. They do the whole thing with Axl and all that shit.
Hey, Axl.
AC/DC, quote unquote, retires until they unretired. What they didn't do was tell Chris Slade he was no longer in the band. They unretired and called Phil Rudd back. Chris Slade's like, somebody called Chris Slade and said, "Hey, what do you think of the new AC/DC record?" Chris Slade goes, "What the fuck are you talking about? AC/DC's not back together." They go, "Oh yeah, they're back together." He goes, "Well, who they have playing drums? Because as far as I know, I'm the drummer in AC/DC." Nope, Phil's back. He's like, "The fuck are you talking about? I'm not there." He had no idea that they got back together without him.
That's terrible.
It was like when Michael Anthony found out Van Halen got back together and put Wolfgang behind bass, or when John Paul Jones found out that Jimmy Page and Robert Plant were making a record. Yeah. It was just like that. Nobody fucking told him. Brutal.
That's like, there's being an asshole, and then there's this total disrespect of like not even,
At least it was Ed's son,
Well, and the thing about it is Chris Slade should have known he only got the gig because Phil was unavailable. So when Phil became available, They were going to fucking get him back. That's one of the things that, I have a mutual friend that's pretty good friends with Brian. And he made it very clear that, like the brothers Van Halen, the brothers Young demand loyalty. And they have a specific idea and vision for what they want in their band. And now that Malcolm is gone, Angus is going by the Malcolm blueprint, and Malcolm wanted Phil Rudd. He said it. There's only one real drummer for AC/DC, and it's Phil Rudd, because there's something about his swing. Anybody can play in 4/4 time, but there's a swing that Phil Rudd has that Chris Slade and Simon Wright just didn't have. And I don't know what it is, but it's a chemistry. You can't create it. And I think when you've been playing with a drummer for a long time, you get used to that drummer. You can you lock in with him, and you know when his breaths, when he's going to leave a rest, or how long his rests are going to last. And you can sort of write to that, knowing how that drummer is going to play. Phil is the guy that makes AC/DC sound great. And I've said this before about Van Halen. Alex was the machine. Alex was the motor of that band. Eddie is obviously the guy, but as goes Alex, so goes a Van Halen record. If Alex sounds good on the record, if Alex is motivated, it's a great Van Halen album. If he's not and just going through the motions, it's a less great album.
Which ones are which ones are the
I've never heard those.
OU812.
I think it's just the Sonics in that album. He's doing some cool stuff on that album.
It's not. It doesn't.
Drums are just,
It doesn't. It doesn't drive. It doesn't drive like. It doesn't drive like fuck does. It doesn't drive. Even 5150 doesn't sound great from a drumming standpoint. And yeah, the Sonics don't help, but the playing is not great. When he was doing Simmons drums and all that shit, he was not motivated.
He was. I think he was motivated. I just don't think
5150. Come on.
Yeah.
No.
I just think you don't get the nuances of humanality out of playing electronic drums that have no velocity or anything.
Right. You know? And as such, I don't think they're as good sounding records.
Is humanality a word?
Nope.
It is now.
It is now. You heard it here first, folks.
The word you were looking for was humanity.
No, I want humanity in there. Give me
John
humanity.
Biel.
Now you've added a third word.
I like humanity. Right. Jot it down, John Biel.
Humanity.
Always a humanity.
Humanity.
Human.
Hey, you hear those drums? They have a pretty good humanity about them. Don't they?
Yeah, you have to have the drummer.
I still
all
love
great bands. All great bands have a great drummer.
Yeah, if the drummer's your weak link, you're probably not a good band.
Yep. All great bands have a great drummer. You have that. The driving beat of a drummer makes it work.
With the exception of the Beatles.
Ringo's a way better drummer than you think.
I hope so, because I think
he is. He is. You got to go back and listen to some of that shit, man. There's some shit you don't hear.
Some of that shit.
After
Watch,
they did rooftop
watch
concert.
Get Back.
Yeah, no, Ringo can fucking play.
If you say so.
Paul
If
McCartney gave him the greatest endorsement. After the rooftop concert, he took out a full page ad that said a big thing.
Because I'm a good drummer.
No, that's all. He just.
No, Ringo could play.
I think Paul is a musician that's in the top 10. Like of a songwriter, musician, and knowing, and Paul Marshall. Paul Marshall or Paul McCartney. Same camp, same idea.
I have a whole new respect for Paul McCartney after watching Get Back, man.
Paul McCartney. I can't even do it. Paul.
I had no idea he was the guy behind.
Oh no, it's his band. His band.
I had I thought he wasn't just the bass player.
Oh
no,
he was the orchestrator. He was the arranger. He was the.
And you could even see
for
all of the shit that John Lennon. And this is going to be sacrilege when I say it. John Lennon was overrated.
Oh, snapper.
No. Man.
His solo material is spotty as fuck. The work he did with Paul McCartney. Paul dragged the genius. Paul would drag the genius out of John. John be like, "Oh, I'm sitting here with this guitar in my hand. I don't know how to play it. What do we do?" Paul dragged the genius out of John.
Yeah, I agree with that.
For once,
Paul was the man. Paul is the man.
Paul dragged the genius out of John. He saw the genius in John, saw what John was capable of, and they all crushed George because George was super fucking talented and scared the shit out of all of them. Because when you think about that All Things Must Pass record after he left the Beatles, there are some brilliant fucking songs on it. And George saved the Let It Be record.
And
Didn't
Paul and what's his name?
Paul, George, Ringo. John?
No.
John
Lennon. Didn't they not want to have
John Beale?
While My Guitar Gently Weeps as a Beatles song?
Yeah, there was a couple of times where they were well, and it was a weird
somebody
thing.
Heard it. Who was it? Was it Clapton or something? It.
Clapton played on
it.
Yeah, I think Clapton heard it. He's like, "You guys got to put this on you guys got to have this on a record."
What was weird was they had beaten George down so bad, and George is a pretty good guitar player. John is a better guitar player than he gets credit for. He's overrated as a member of as a solo artist, but underrated as a guitar player. And you see it in that Beatles documentary. He fucking picks out some good shit. He's jamming on some of that stuff. They beat down George so bad that there's a scene. And if you haven't seen it, you should see it. It's a fantastic documentary. But there's a scene where they're like trying to figure out how to do it. And John basically says, "Why don't we just get Eric to play it? Let's just call Eric." Like, fucking, you've got a guy who's a capable guitar player in your band, and you're like, "Let's call Eric Clapton."
And then Eric proceed to steal George's wife.
Well, yeah, there's a story behind that. So there originally, George wanted to bang his wife's sister. And
wait. Start again. I gotta get this.
George wanted to bang his wife's sister.
George wanted to bang George's wife's sister.
Yes, he wanted to bang his wife's sister. So he called Eric Clapton in to try and get in with a little wife swapping deal. He says, "You take Patty and I'll take Patty's sister." That was the original impetus for this thing, as it was a little bit of free love going on at the time that blew up in George's face. That said, Eric Clapton's a fucking douchebag for ripping off his buddy's wife. What a fucking scumbag move that was. But fun fact, George doesn't play the guitar solo on his most famous song, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, and Eric Clapton doesn't play the guitar solo on his most famous song, Layla. That's Dickie Betts.
No shit.
I
didn't know either one of those facts until right now.
In the Derek and the Dominoes sessions, that Layla, that whole big solo, big slide solo and everything at the end of Layla, that's all Dickie Betts. It's not fucking Eric Clapton at all. Wow. And yet he gets all the credit for it.
Man. Mm-hmm. And Zach Wilde wanted to be
in the Allman Brothers.
Dwayne Allman, Paul.
He wanted to be, yeah. I'm sorry, I said Dwayne Allman. I'm sorry. Did I say Dickie Betts? I apologize. It was Dwayne Allman.
So
I'm still thinking of the Allman Brothers story earlier. My apologies. Thanks, John, for the correction. I would have sounded like an idiot.
So, you know how we spend a lot of time, a lot of hours at the computer, right? Staring at the goddamn screen. So my father-in-law, who's awesome, a few weeks ago, he says, "Hey, talking about my eyes." And, I was doing a lot of mixing at the time or whatever. And I was like, "Man, my eyes." So he's like, "I'm going to get you something." So he got me a pair of those glasses that are like, made for, I guess, staring at a computer screen.
Like blue blockers?
Well, not the blue blockers, but, they look like regular glasses, though they're supposed to. But they're, I guess, reduce the strain or whatever on your eyes.
No, chat, I was completely wrong. It's Dwayne Allman. That was me misspeaking. Sorry.
So my father-in-law, I'm up here mixing today. My father-in-law stops by and drops off these glasses that he said are glasses for people that spend a lot of time staring at.
I got to get my glasses. Take my glasses out, put these glasses on.
You got to see these effing things. Ready?
Oh, no.
Like, what are these? You brought me the John Wayne Gacy's. Like, what are you doing? Like these belong in a mug shot.
Damn.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, you know what? Hold on a second.
Welcome to the club, man.
Yeah, do this. I got to do this so it looks even better.
Texted me. I guess she's watching.
The Ben Franklins.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
It is Ben Franklin.
Yeah, I got the hair and everything.
I guess it was a joke. These are actually my father-in-law's from 1982. She just texted me that. I honestly thought he.
Those
bought
are
these
magnifying
for me.
glass. Or those are bifocals, right?
No,
When you look
no, they're
when
not.
you look down, put them on. Look down. Are they like? Is it
Yeah, when he wears them,
magnifying?
he just suddenly has a
No,
sudden
no.
urge to sleep with men.
Look directly down.
Here we go.
Oh, look, it's been 10 minutes. Has it been 10 minutes already?
Probably.
Bump him for Caleb.
We don't need no nerd Halen.
Oh, who just said that?
We're waiting for nerd Halen. We're waiting for nerd
Pumping
Halen.
it up, man.
This is Kurt with a C.
Of course.
and this
Hey, man.
is for Jay.
Welcome
This is
back.
For Jay.
For Jay.
Humanity.
Humanity.
That's
Humanity.
He came up with the word. It's humanity.
All right. Thank you, Kurt.
Wow.
That's right. Is it a
Awesome.
word?
I'm really glad we heard.
No, it's not a real word. He just made it
Now
up.
it is though. Kurt C said it is.
Humanity.
It sounds
From now,
good.
from
doesn't
now
it?
on, it's all legit.
It's
We
like
can-
humility, humanity mixed kind of thing.
Yeah, humanity. I like that.
I'm using it from now on. I don't care if people like humanity.
I don't care if I sound stupid.
It was
Let's
on Johnny
review-
Beane TV. It's a word.
Let's
Yes,
review.
Time stamped.
Time
Good night,
stamp. God
Bozique.
damn it.
So we had. Let's review.
Good night,
tonight.
Bozique.
Good night, Bozique.
Humanity.
We're not done, but so we got the Allman Brothers at Great Woods. Great DVD. DVD.
The DVD, the Blu-ray DVD.
ACDC, say.
which actually is a lot like the live right here, right now. It's mostly overdubbed. It's mostly studio, unfortunately.
I hate that AC/DC are referred to as Akadaka in fucking Australia.
Really?
I hate it. It drives me nuts. When people call them Akadaka, it drives me fucking nuts.
My dad had a boombox. He was like, back in the early 80s, he got a little stereo. Like he had a great stereo system, but he also had a boombox and it had a little switch in the back that said AC/DC. And I thought it was like you could switch that switch and it'd be AC/DC all the time. Like it was, because I didn't know that AC/DC was actually like a your batteries versus wall outlet. So I thought and I'm like, it's not working.
That's
Like,
actually
no,
really
that's
funny.
that's not it. That's not real. That's
Well,
not what it is.
Obviously, the story.
Can you switch this to Van Halen, man? Can
I
you
know,
put
right?
Van Halen on it and you switch it.
Obviously, the band was named by Angus's sister because they had a sewing machine with a big ACD. That's the big, well-known story. But the other joke was because ACDC also meant bisexual, and Bon would occasionally dress in drag, and they came out of sort of the punk scene of the 70s. And they all sort of wore, they wore costumes here and there. I mean, there's some great video on either the Plug Me In DVD or the Backtracks DVD of Bon Scott dressed like the Vermont maid. Like he's got like blonde pigtails on a wig, and he's missing the teeth up here, like 4 teeth and shit. And he's dressed in like a
kind of thing.
Yeah, he's dressed in like a fucking Brunhilde outfit where he's like the German Fräulein beer maid, and singing at like a high school and like just completely freaked out. Angus occasionally dressed up like Superman. He had a Superman outfit that had a big A on it. He was Super Angus.
And then the schoolboy, of course.
Yeah, and the schoolboy thing was the thing that eventually stuck. But yeah, so the AC/DC thing was also a pun to sort of point out the bisexual nature of people in the 70s.
Akadaka.
And then they started calling him Akadaka apparently over in fucking Australia. That drives me nuts.
And then we also discussed this man a little bit.
Hey,
Overrated.
I don't want to spoil the party. Don't look now, but Humanity is a band. Humanity are a 4-piece groove metal band from Brisbane, Australia.
Ah,
Jeannie just sent me a clip of them. They're actually pretty goddamn good.
oh, so Jeannie's not asleep, so she can bring you up that water now.
I need the goddamn water now.
Yeah,
Damn.
you're welcome.
I'll go get it
Glad I could help.
because I'll hear it all. No, never mind. I'll be right back. Check out Humanity.
We discussed
You heavy metal fans.
Led Zeppelin, a little bit of Led Zeppelin.
What is that? A greatest hits?
What'd you do?
DVD.
This is
What'd you do? What'd you do?
DVD.
drag that thing behind your fucking car?
I've had this thing for 20 years, 20 plus years, man.
I've had one for 20 years too, but it's not fucking beat up like that.
Where do you keep that?
I know. Jesus,
I've
was it under the
moved
refrigerator?
like 6 or 7 times, and I've played the hell out of this thing.
Using it to keep the corner of the couch up? What the fuck?
Yeah, sometimes. It works on a PlayStation 2. What's that?
Oh, as well?
Yeah, of course. So, just and then these guys.
Yes, you're right. It is Little Bo Peep, Santa Cruz.
We talked about this stuff, so one thing that I was thinking about. I was thinking about this week, and this is kind of obviously aside from everything else, but there's I've discovered there's 2 themes with the Roth albums. The naming of the Roth albums. Can anyone come up with the 2 themes? And I'll give you the albums that the first Van Halen 1, Van Halen 2 in 1984 have one theme, and Women and Children First, Fair Warning, and Diver Down have another theme in their titles. The title. What's the theme? It's pretty simple for the first, the first 1, 2 in 84.
Was this in that book?
No, this is just something that I kind of realized.
You didn't read?
No. So 1 and 2. Well, and we can
This
even
is
get
cool. Except
we
I have
can
to
even
use the bathroom.
we can even go further with this. Go ahead, use the bathroom.
Yeah, keep chat. This is a good.
Well,
I
let's
like
go back
this.
to last night when Steve was talking about. Go ahead, Johnny, because you've heard this. I listened to a little bit of the, I want to say 79 interview with Steve and Eddie, Steve Rosen and Eddie, and Ed says, we got the next album come out. It's called Van Halen 2, but Ed actually says it's not like Queen 2, or it's not like a second. It's just another Van Halen album. And I think here, Johnny put this thing up. I don't know if Johnny can still show. So
I'm still here because I'm listening, but
Van Halen 2, it actually came out as Van Halen 2, but Ed said it's not Van Halen 2, it's just the second album. That's what he says in the 79 interview. So I'm talking about, if I'm talking about the themes for the albums, obviously 1 and 2 are numbers, 84 is a number. So what's the theme from Women and Children First, Fair Warning, and Diver Down? If somebody in the chat can guess what I'm kind of getting at, and I've just came to the realization, I don't know if it's anybody's really ever kind of said anything about it.
They're all nautical warnings.
Thank you. Well, warnings. They're all safety warnings. Safety. Fair warning, or Women and Children First is like, that's what they said on the Titanic. Women and children get in the lifeboats first. Fair warning. You have fair warning to leave the building. Fair warning. It's whatever. Fair warning for anything. It's a warning. And then diver down. That's the flag says there's a diver in the water, so be warned.
Holy shit!
So,
I never thought of that.
I never thought of that. And then you can keep going. 5150.
Yeah, do the
OU812.
Yeah, but go even further than that.
Back to the numbers and that kind of thing.
John, take it even further. Let's go. Let's get deep into the next level nerd shit. All right.
That's what I'm going for.
Here we go. So then Roth, after 1984, releases Crazy from the Heat. Van Halen releases 5150, which is the insane, the alleged police code for insane. Crazy from the Heat, Insane.
Yeah.
Eat 'em and Smile. OU812. A little ain't enough.
I mean,
it kept going back and forth. It kept going back and forth through the whole thing. Fuck your filthy little mouth.
Yeah. Even for unlawful carnal knowledge is like, it's almost like a warning too. I mean, it's kind of like, interpret that however you want, but for unlawful carnal knowledge is.
And at that point, after Dave fell off the radar, that's when that sort of
it all went.
That all ended. But it all ended with Your Filthy Little Mouth, which, by the way, they were on the same record label at the time.
But here's this was the, and actually, Van Halen 1 is just Untitled. A lot of people don't realize that Van Halen 1 isn't really.
Well, all debut album. There's no Led Zeppelin 1 either. It's just Led Zeppelin. Yeah, and
Van
Bad
Halen 2, Ed said that it's not 2. Ed said this isn't Van Halen number 2 like Queen 2 or that was
even though it says it on the album cover.
Yeah, it says it on the album.
But
If
it does.
If
But
there was no.
I listened to the Rosen in that interview. He says we're not. It's not like it's part 2. This is just our second album. That's all it is.
If there was no Van Halen 2, if that album would have had an album title, people wouldn't say Van Halen 1. They'd say the first Van Halen record. Right?
Yeah, if there was no Van Halen 2, they wouldn't say Van Halen 1.
Yeah.
This one does. I mean, this does not say Van. I think, especially in the original pressing, maybe in some of the CDs or something, it actually says 1. But this is just Van Halen. Van Halen.
Does it?
It's
It
untitled.
never says 1.
I've never seen it.
Are you making something up here?
It doesn't say.
No, I'm guessing maybe if you got a CD of like a
nowhere is Van Halen 1 called Van Halen 1.
Right.
Unless it's a dub tape and you're writing Van Halen 1.
Fair warning. I love obviously the best album cover ever. And then dive it down. So the safety warnings. Yeah, I kind of came to that I was
It's
thinking
upside down,
about
John.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just
Is that better? Is that better? And let's not forget the best.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Can you guys hear us over there?
Can you hear me out there?
Caleb, can you hear me?
Oh man. We got some special guests coming in. What do we got?
We do. It looks like they're on dial up.
Looks like they're upside down.
It's a little choppy, but
that must be the seas, Johnny.
Yeah.
The seas were angry that day, my friend.
The idea that we're talking to somebody who's off the coast of fucking Florida right now. Let's give it. Yeah, I was going to say let's give him a little bit of a break.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we also have Cameron Brown. Where's he at?
Maybe we can hear him. As long as we can hear him. So.
He's a ways away. All right, here we go. Caleb.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. We can hear you.
Can you hear me out there?
It's like the space station. Look at this.
Are they coming?
Parts unknown.
What's up?
Hey.
Caleb.
How you doing, man?
Good. The internet's total crap here.
Dude, we can hear you fine. So just go for it, man. We can hear you.
Hey, Jeff.
What's going on out there?
Hey, happy birthday, Jeff.
You should have a speaker. I know. You said happy
Caleb
birthday.
can't hear us.
Thank you. I can't hear anything.
Jeff has drummer ears, and
I
plus
have drummer ears. So.
That's all.
So, what's going on?
You tell us so.
Yeah.
So
We're waiting to hear. We're waiting to hear what's going on out there.
Well, first, I'd just like to toast you all from the Gulf of Mexico. And we just saw Enough's Enough play in the Grand Theater, and they were great. And
They actually opened for
and then
ACDC.
right at the end, Hal jumped up and sang backups on my Fly High Michelle with Kip Winger.
Oh,
So sick on the
wow.
same mic. On the same
Yeah.
mic. Very cool. I think Hal
That's great.
blew his wad there, so it was great. But it's been a really awesome experience for everybody. I think it's really fun. These things are fun, and but we've I think we've made our mark. We had a really good first show on Thursday night in a smaller venue, a place called the Star Lounge, and it's very flat, low ceiling but wide space, and there's a sunken dance floor in the middle. And right at the end of the dance floor is this little stage, and the stage is level with the dance floor. So if everyone stands at the front of the dance floor, nobody can see people on stage unless they're 6'4", and even that, just seeing me from here up, but seeing Hal, and so we couldn't even tell what was going on behind the first couple of rows of people, but apparently we overfilled that place with 1,250 people, and they had to call extra security, and they had to turn people away. So, and that's the first time they've done that on this cruise. So,
Wow.
yes, applause. But yeah, that was that was cool to know. We had no idea that was happening, and we played pretty well. And Hal was super funny, and there were lots of laughs. And then
What about Jeff? How'd Jeff do? Jeff's there.
You know-
Why not tell us how Jeff did?
what's that?
Jeff's there. Tell us how Jeff did.
Shh. We're live. We're live.
Yeah, leave your pants on, Jeff.
How
for
about
Christ-
that?
Jeff, did I hear the captain over there?
Hey, Michael.
That's as loud as it can go.
Uh-oh.
Oh, now it's gonna get shitty.
If he's smart, he cuts,
You hear Johnny
he
laugh?
cuts the feed before we hear something we're not supposed to get.
Michael.
Michael Smith.
Hey, dude. I thought you were sailing the boat, man.
Wow. Sorry.
I've never heard that live.
You never want to hear it live again, though.
Thought that band was loud.
What's up, everybody?
Great to have you guys here, man.
Yeah.
This is cool. Live from the
Great
Gulf
to
of
be here.
Mexico.
I can't believe we're coming through. I mean, we're out in the middle of the ocean, and this internet sucks.
So
here.
where are you now? I mean, what was?
Uh-oh.
We lost him.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they were live. They were live from the middle of the
What do we
ocean.
got? There you go, folks.
Well,
Nerd Halen.
You know what? If I were
Monsters
them,
and
if I were them, I wouldn't be with us. Fuck you guys, man. I'd be off partying, doing my thing. So I mean, you guys are my friends and shit. But I can hang with you any Saturday night. If I'm out on that fucking boat, I'm out just soaking that thing up, man. Hanging out with other bands. Credit to Caleb and the captain for taking some time out. But man, you may never get this opportunity again. Go fucking have a good
Well, I
time,
agree.
man.
I do agree, but
Go have a good time.
we still
Fuck,
want to hear
man.
from him if we
This
can
is
get
a
to
great
it.
time.
No, we'll get the recap next week when he fucking comes back. Let him go. Let those guys go fucking party, man. Go see other bands. Those guys just have a great night.
All right.
I think it's awesome that they spent some time with us, and that's good. But if they can't hook back up with us,
Hey, we're having fun by ourselves, but
yeah,
it's
we don't
great to
fucking
hear
need
them.
them.
All
Fuck
right.
you guys.
That was the
God.
highlight.
Your
Get those
goddamn
guys
show.
outta here. Man, what are we thinking about?
Jesus Christ. Will you stop interrupting us? John Biel was showing DVDs for Christ's sake.
Come on. We forgot. We didn't even touch on the Who. I mean, man.
Ugh.
What do you mean? Fuck you, Beane.
Rouge.
Fucking Who. Without the Who, you don't get half the fucking bands today.
Out of focus, man.
I'd
Who
rather
in-
have the bands today.
The Who invented punk rock. Jesus Christ. The Who and the Kinks.
Really?
Yes, really. My Generation is a punk song.
Yeah, that bass.
Absolutely a punk song. Boris the Spider is a punk song.
Boris the Spider's great.
Yeah.
Boris.
Oh, wait, John Biel. John Biel's telling me they're back.
I did hear that, Hellstorm, that Brian Wheat and Tommy Skio got together for the first time in years. That's great news. That's great to hear those guys getting along, because I know that was a thorn in both of their sides. Tommy's a good dude, man. He got messed up.
Let's call him.
Oh,
Let's not. No, Brian's on the ship. I could call him, but he wouldn't take my call on the ship.
live from the Gulf of Mexico. It's stormy seas out there.
Yo.
It's dark. We can't see much, but
They're frozen.
they're frozen, and I
Just-
hope everything's going well.
Let them do their thing.
They're here. You guys, you can't see them. I can see them,
Oh,
but they're froze.
What if
Whatever.
they called you? Can they call you? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's a better. We don't need to see them. I mean, we know what's going on over there.
Michael, can you hear us? Michael paid for like the top.
Well, he should get his
Tier
fucking money
internet.
back.
Yeah.
I don't know
What
if
if
they're
this
on
was-
his.
What if he was talking to his wife and children right now, and they were sick or being
it was
snowed
women and
in a
children
blizzard?
first?
What if something horrible was happening and they needed to get? What if Vladimir Putin had surrounded the ship?
We're giving them fair warning that it was diver down, and that women and children
way-
first have to go overboard.
By the way, I'm going to predict it right now. Vladimir Putin invades Ukraine during the Super Bowl tomorrow night. You heard it here first.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, I
For the halftime show.
Yeah, well, no, that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to fuck up the halftime show. That halftime show is like the biggest one in Super Bowl history. There's supposed to be all whatever it is. It's still supposed to be this magnificent, huge show, and I
is
can
it?
see them now. Now,
Is it
welcome
Dr.
to
Dre?
the yes,
Dog.
Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Eminem, fucking.
It's gonna be Grand Theft Auto'd up.
There
Yes.
you go.
But the whole thing, they're going to have this huge, and now the huge halftime Super Bowl show. We interrupt this story. We interrupt the Super Bowl halftime show to tell you that the Russian forces have crossed the border into Ukraine. Guaranteed.
They won't interrupt the Super Bowl for that.
If they
Not a big
don't,
enough news story for
they'll do it exactly the way they did the OJ trial. They'll double screen it.
yeah.
Do you remember when fucking OJ took off in the Bronco? There was there was a game on.
Well, I don't know about that, but I do remember that.
Yeah, there was a game on. There was a basketball game on.
Yeah. I was dog sitting for my aunt. I remember that. Yeah, watching the.
I was watching that.
1994. 90, yeah.
My mom picked me and my friend Anthony up from the Metallica concert at the Orange County Speedway,
Wow.
Middletown, New York, and that was going on.
Damn.
Yep.
I had just done a booze cruise for WHEB in Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Wow.
We did
it's
a
like-
How was the
Budweiser
internet?
booze cruise. It was better than what Caleb was doing, but I was only in Portsmouth Bay.
I didn't know
Portsmouth,
that
New
was one
Hampshire.
of those. Where were you when this happened? You know, I remember where
Oh,
I was
yeah.
with Challenger, but now I guess I remember. Yeah, I mean that's where. And I remember when the verdict came through. I was at University of New Halen, and in the cafeteria, and there was I don't know, a couple hundred people in there watching the whole
Food fight?
Maybe afterwards. I remember there was.
That sounds good, man. Cafeteria food.
When I got when the space shuttle blew up, I was in shop class,
Oh my god.
and one of
I was
my
in
teachers,
grade.
was supposed to be on it. He was an alternate, so he was sitting in the cage
For McCullough.
Well,
yeah,
right?
for Krista McAuliffe. Yeah, he was
McAuliffe
supposed
is
to.
from New
Christine
Hampshire.
McAuliffe. Yeah, she
was-
went to Framingham State.
Yeah.
And I was in shop
Wow.
class, and one of my shop teachers was an alternate that was, didn't make the cut. And he was sitting in, I just remember when the space shuttle blew up, we were listening to it on the radio, and he was in the cage, which is, like where all the tools were kept and shit like that at his
Did
desk.
everybody look at him?
Yes,
Oh,
we all looked over at him, and he was like this,
Oh.
rocking back and forth.
Well, I mean, my math teacher in 6th grade went to MIT with one of the people who were one of the guys that was on the shuttle. He was the same age. So it was, I mean, I don't know how much of, that's the story I remember that he told us, but
I
it's
will tell
crazy
you that
everybody had a connection to that in some way.
My math teacher used to do my homework for me.
executive producer executive producer Wayno was supposed to be on one of the flights out of Logan Airport on September 11th.
and then we're gonna go. All right. Let's
Caleb, come back.
True story.
Caleb.
Van
Caleb, come
Halen, Nerd Halen. So yeah, no.
Tell us
you know,
about the crew.
It's funny.
Wow.
Look what I got.
We're losing them. People are leaving.
Good.
Oh, chug.
Chug it. What is it?
Chug it.
4 ounces or something.
Drink 12 of those.
I have to pee. only I can drink 12 of those during this show.
I wouldn't be able to.
I think it's 24 ounces. That's a big guy. And it almost
The
all
sad part
fits.
was I wasn't even drunk that night. That sucked.
I think it all fits in. Almost all fits in the.
I drank all that beer and didn't get drunk.
Wow.
I did get hungover though.
Yeah.
That sucked. I don't even have the excuse of being hammered the night before.
At
Just
least,
woke
yeah,
up.
like, yeah, at least we had a good night, man. We had a
No,
good night.
no. I woke up. I'm like, why is there a sock in my mouth? What the fuck? I gotta pee. Be right back.
Thanks.
All right.
Oh,
Neanderthal, ladies and gentlemen. Neanderthal. Like I was saying. See, Jay.
What?
Most bottled water comes in blue bottles, like you have.
In what bottles?
Blue. But this is like the fun bottled water, Pure Life.
what?
Comes in a yellow bottle.
What are you what?
You mean the label?
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about?
I don't know what I'm talking about. They all have blue labels. Most bottled water you get has blue label, but that one has yellow.
Except for like Deer Park. It's green.
Never heard of it. No.
Get out of here.
Doesn't exist.
Doesn't,
Wait,
no
John
such
Bill's
thing.
right.
No such
Thank
thing.
you.
Well, of course, you associate blue is a refreshing color.
It's
right?
water. Blue is water. I mean,
Yeah.
water is
You're right.
clear, but
Water's clear, but people
But it's blue.
relate. You think of the color blue, or you think of water when you see
water.
water.
Well, the
What's
water
the green one?
over Caleb is blue.
What's
it
the
actually
green? Yeah.
is.
Green. I don't know about green water. We do have red. What is it? Some
No,
spring,
the
some
label
springs-
on what the hell is it? It's not Deer Park.
Well, what's
It's,
Johnny drinking? LaCroix has all different colors. So
Well, yeah, I'm having Waterloo, but it's blueberry, so it is actually blue. But yeah,
There
look
you
at
go.
that. You're right. I mean,
Fuji,
most of
Water,
those.
Smart, Aquafina, Evian. Even Evian is good. Well, it's some blue.
Which one is green? God damn it!
Mountain Valley. That looks good.
Yeah, it does, right? I would drink that one first. If they were cold, I'm going for that one.
Definitely.
Yep. And then I'm going for the Voss.
Yeah. What was it? Like the first real bottled water that came. Evian. Evian was like the first. Like I think it was on Seinfeld in like the early '90s. You know, the first. I mean, in the '80s,
Snapple.
In the '80s, if anyone said, you know, bottled water, they'd be like, you know, they'd laugh at you. But then in the '90s, it became a thing, and then we all drink bottled water now. You know.
Yep.
I don't.
No, you drink soda water.
Well, I drink that, but also I go to the water store and I've got these huge. I was gonna say I have huge jugs. I have these huge. I fill them up, you know, with the what do you call
get
it?
We have a water cooler.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
that.
my parents have have some of the best. They have well water. So in New Hampshire well water, it's like the most. It's very pure, good water. Good water.
The only thing that sucks about those water coolers is that, you know, if you get a couple cups in a row, you get warm water cooler water.
Gotta have hotter water.
Those little
Hotter-
triangle cups, you know,
hotter
they used to
water.
have for those water coolers.
Oh
that,
yeah, the triangle cups.
just fill
You
fill
couldn't
it
get
15
down.
in a row because it's like a sip in each one.
The marathon. It's like the marathon cup. Or wait a minute. Someone's gonna get on me for this, but let's not forget the Dixie cups.
Oh
I
yes.
think I owe these to somebody.
Yeah,
Did
who
somebody
won
win?
those?
Or they didn't want them.
Somebody won those. Yeah, they did.
That's right. They won them but didn't want them.
Come on, Snoopy man. Michael Anthony loved these, and Kevin Dugan.
Kevin.
Hey now.
He lived off of these in the 5150 tour. I gotta get some whiskey. Jack Daniels.
Yeah, go get some.
I don't have it. I ain't
Dude,
got
the ink from those little Dixie cups, man. It's gonna be the Seinfeld thing with George's fiance licking the envelope.
Oh,
with the
yeah.
old ink. Or the old glue, whatever the hell it was.
Glue.
Yeah.
See, which one was the first designer bottle of water? Was it Evian or was it Fiji?
I think Evian was like the designer water. It was the uppy water. It was kind of like probably late 80s Evian. When did Evian come out? This is very important stuff here.
Early maybe, very early 90s. I don't know. Paul, if those are ice cold, what's the first one you're grabbing?
Aquafina.
French brand of mineral
Get out
water.
of here. Really?
Water is water.
Right.
Aquafina, Dasani. Who gives a shit? It's water.
Not really, though, because some of them are
drink
filtered water.
I drink out of the fucking hose, man. Water is water.
Yo, hose
We were
water in
kids
the
in
middle
the
of
80s.
summer with the Beth.
You know what we got to do? We got to get a few of those and do like a blind taste test.
Yeah.
So the history of Evian is the water at Evian was first discovered as benefiting health by Jean Crevelet during 1789. So Evian is from 1789.
Oh my gosh, that's a long time ago.
Yep, that's a
But,
good story.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
probably,
riveting
probably isn't
shit.
true, but let's see when they founded Evian. Oh, Evian was founded in 1829, so apparently, who gives a shit?
Renus Pinkle said Penn and Teller water taste tested. Did they find any difference?
Oh, they did?
No, they filled water jugs with hose water.
Most of them are from distilled sources that are like not even. What's the glacial one? Isn't there like a Fiji? Maybe Fiji is like the supposedly from a cave or something. Just like Michael
Hey.
Smith from a cave or something.
Damn.
Internet from a cave.
Why the fuck
Hey,
are you
man.
guys on with us?
Paul, let him.
Oh,
You know.
much better.
Michael, is this your internet now?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, the audio is
'Cause I know.
It's all good, guys. Let's hear it.
No, it's not. Sounds like shit.
That's worse.
Sounds like all audio 2 weeks ago.
Caleb, go back to your room.
Really,
This is
that
like
bad?
AOL dial. I told you guys it'd be dial up. I told you that. Man.
The
So getting our
technology
money back.
isn't there yet.
Hey,
because I
Cap,
can hear you loud and clear, and the picture looks great. So I guess
that's not
it's
bad.
us.
That's not bad, Cap. I think you better get your money back for that high-end internet you paid for.
Oh,
Oh,
definitely.
we are.
Behind you fucking Johnny's fucking thing here. What's
Caleb,
with the ad?
Oh yeah.
You might have to sit right next to
Scan
Cap.
Caleb's
Oh,
face.
Johnny needs to get his fucking whatever. No,
There you go. Put your head back on. Holy fuck.
How are you guys feeling tonight? You guys partying or what?
What are you guys drinking? What kind of water are
How
you
big that
drinking?
can looks compared to how big it looks in
Hey,
Caleb's
water.
can. You see that?
Caleb's got a Corona.
What?
I can't tell what Michael's got.
Michael,
Oh,
what
they're
is
drinking a
that?
different thing.
This is what am I drinking?
It's a
Michael,
it's a
Michael-
mojito.
Michael Smith looks like Caleb's kid.
Wait, this is going on the internet?
Is this real life?
I'm drinking a Bud Light.
Nice.
Bud Light. Make it a Bud Light. Yeah, there you go.
Who else is in the room with you guys? Who else is there hanging out?
Just
Oh
us.
man, there we go.
Oh.
Just us.
That's from the rider.
Yeah.
So
Ah.
the only way to get free booze on the boat without paying the $500 drink package.
Yeah, it was fucking $500 almost. I paid.
$500.
Yeah.
And the only way to get any free booze is to just make a nice rider for the band, and then they fill a lot of it, and then you just take the excess in bags back to your room and try to ice them. There's a little fridge here, so
You got to pay for that.
we
don't
got
you?
got this all set to go.
Oh,
And
man.
he
Chug.
lured me to the room with this. And I was like, "What are we gonna do?" And he's like, "Bow,
Oh,
chicka,
my
bow, wow, chicka, bow, chicka, bow, chicka, bow, wow." Okay, whatever. I guess.
Oh my God. Jean Pierre, you're missing this.
Sorry, I spilled the beans.
I'm here.
Jay,
What does that
There it
say?
is.
It's the anthrax.
Bit
Oh,
name.
you don't have a clear connection. You're not seeing what they're not
Anthrax.
seeing what we're.
yep, there you go. The 40th stream, 40th anniversary.
Anthrax. That was another one. Like we were talking about Ibanez or brands that you can't pronounce. Anthrax was one of them. I thought it was Anthrax.
So hey guys, not only did we play for 1,700 people at the pool stage today, and it was the greatest performance experience of my life, but I got my older son called me and said, "There's an EVH box here." So
Not a bad day.
yeah,
What'd you get?
the solar is at the house already.
Wow.
Just waiting.
Can't bet you
Awesome.
can't wait
Yeah.
to get off that boat.
I'm like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
He's out there
business is done.
paddling in
You
the
get home
friggin-
and get that guitar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Well excited.
you're Jack in the Titanic. There's no room.
Jack.
I never
Jack,
saw that
there's-
movie.
there's no
I don't
room.
Well,
know.
Caleb,
What?
it's a shame. It's a shame that it's going to be over because, I don't know if anybody knows this yet, but Caleb is looking to do something else beside Nerd Halen. They had a great show today, so we're going to move on. Caleb and I are starting a new tribute band.
Oh, this was all Jay's idea, so I can't take credit, but
Yep,
I loved it from the moment I heard it. But I had a good idea though. After he said the name, I had a good idea of what we should play. Go, Jay.
We're gonna start a Vixen tribute band, an
Yes.
all male Vixen
All
tribute
male.
band.
Wouldn't that be cool? And Jay,
Dixon.
why don't you tell him the name of the band? It's great.
Dixon. And wait, what's our set list going to contain, though?
This was my idea. I think it was perfect. We'll play On the Edge of a Broken Heart 10 times in a row. What do you think?
Yeah.
Would that be a good set? And by the third or fourth time, people will get the joke.
Yeah. How many times playing it are people going to be like, they're playing the same song?
I want to see. I can't wait to see the band logo.
But aren't they there on the cruise? Are they actually there?
Yep.
Yeah.
They might be in the next room listening to this.
What did they play?
I don't think I saw them.
Tomorrow? I want to see them play. I want to see Brit Lightning. I want
She's hot.
Through Paul's lust.
She's the nicest girl in the world. You'll love her.
Wait a second. Cobra Kai, if you're watching this, make a huge Dixon logo. Caleb can print it out on like a poster board and we'll go to the show tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Dixon.
I love Dixon.
So did you get a chance to get up on stage with the Mitch Malloy Van Halen experience?
Dixon rules.
Dixon, the hardest band on the planet.
Hard rock band, Dixon.
Wait,
hard rocks band.
Paul
Dixon.
had a question.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to get up on stage and play with the Mitch Malloy Van Halen experience? Did he call you out? Have you come on stage, do a sing along?
Mitch Malloy is not on the cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yet another thing that he's unsuccessful at.
Shit. I missed it, but I'm sure it was rude.
So were there a lot of bands that had like dropout members because of issues, or?
I know Great White dropped out.
I think bands that lost members just fell out. I don't think anybody really tried to fill any slots. I saw one band that said they were missing something.
Dixon would fill a slot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've heard.
You guys are going to need a hot singer.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Spandex and zucchini.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Hint.
Just saying.
Anyway, how cool is this? We're like in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico. That is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So are there parties there? Are there like 24-hour parties going on?
I don't know about 24 hours, but there's something to do pretty much the whole day, and bands to see and things going on. Hal did stand up last night,
nice.
with Don Jameson, and Kip Winger did a set of comedy.
Oh wow!
Like,
what did he perform?
Was great. Yeah.
Johnny taking shots at Kip Winger like he can fucking do better. Winger's fucking super talented, Johnny. He didn't have to live with a fucking songwriter. He wrote hits.
Oh shit!
Fucking brutal.
He's really cool, and
yes, he is.
I look down at the foot of the stage on stage left, the corner, and I see Steve Brown and Kip Winger right there, like inside the photographer pit, just looking at me. And
see, that's
like
weird
a surreal
shit.
moment.
That's the weird shit.
I said,
when guys that you watched your whole life on stage.
Exactly.
All of a sudden, they're watching. You're on stage and they're watching.
They're watching something I cooked up. Like driving around L.A. Doing Lyft. In my mind, I'm like, maybe Nerd Halen. I don't know. Maybe that's a good idea. And now it's happening, and these guys are all watching, and there are a lot more people watching too. Like, you know, Jeff Scott Soto was there. You know, the guys from
Yeah,
Slaughter.
boy.
Yeah, fucking awesome.
Look at that.
Too bad I can't hold it still.
So rad. It was awesome, you guys. It was really hot and sticky though.
Hot as hell today.
Playing guitar on sticky necks is not fun. Not fun. So
Did you
there was a
run-
lot?
Did my friend Allie come up to you and tell you I want my guitar back? I told her
no.
I told her to come tell you I want my guitar back. I just found out I have a couple of friends on the boat.
Cool. No, I haven't heard that. I mean,
Yeah.
But I mean, I talked to people today that said that they said I was looking right at them while I was playing, and they you know, I didn't remember it. So I mean, it's weird when you're playing, you know, especially this shit.
And I can tell you, just walking around the ship, not mentioning Nerd Hen or anything like that. Holy shit, there is a hell of a buzz. People are talking about, did you check those guys out?
Nice.
Man, they were good.
Yeah.
Funny as fuck, and musicianship was top notch.
Yeah.
It's surreal.
It's
Caleb,
been a good experience.
What happened with the phaser, Caleb?
Oh, I don't know, but I'm gonna have to redo my whole board. It's not a lot, but it's
Man,
been
you
giving me
covered
issues.
it great though. That was cool.
It failed the other night, and then today both my effects failed, both the flanger and the phaser, right at the top of the set. It was fine in sound check, and then it just flat. You know, it went to nothing when I would click one of those pedals on. So I don't know what's going on, but I couldn't use a fucking flanger for Unchained. It was painful.
Man,
Sounded good though.
On the first set, you covered it great. It was you went right into Eruption, and it was.
You
good.
sure Mitch isn't there?
Sabotage.
Yeah.
All right.
he ran up and was like, fuck you.
Michael, thank you for getting the video for all that stuff too. I mean, it actually, I was worried. I mean, I couldn't wait to see some footage from this, but the audio was great, and to see Caleb's set, at least the first one. Second set yet, but the audio, it sounded good. It looked great.
That was the one for Thursday, right?
Yeah, Thursday. Yeah, I haven't seen. Did you film the second one? Did you do video for the second the pool?
Yes, he has it. I thought
you work on the train boiler thing, not the fucking horn. Like, what's going on? It's so loud. It's screaming in here. There's people trying to sleep.
I'm sorry. I'm a loud son of a bitch. I gotta tone myself down.
Be quiet, son.
I'll take a nap while he takes over.
So Caleb, if you went down, is there a what's it called at a bar when there's like last call? Is there a last call at the bars, or is it literally? It's got to be, right?
I think it goes. I think some of the things go all night.
What's
Because
going
we're
on?
in international waters. There's no liquor law. It's international waters. It's around the
There's
clock.
no other laws either.
What else is going on in the boat tonight? Where can you take us? I mean, you guys get a whole.
Well, right now the last band of the night is Faster Pussycat, and they're playing right now.
Yeah.
So we're missing it to be on here.
Are you going to lose the internet if you take a walk?
You're not really missing anything.
I know. Well, I had dinner with Sam Bam Colton and a few other guys from Faster. I sat at a table in the artist lounge. I'm not trying to big time anybody, but this was a really cool experience. Had surf and turf, which was the best meal I've had in months, and
Don't tell your wife that.
sitting with the guys from Faster Pussycat, Steve Brown, and Chips and Up, who is the funniest motherfucker.
Nicest
I've
dude
ever
in the
met
world.
my life.
Super
He's
nice
so
guy.
Cool, but he's got so many sayings and jokes and shocking
Did he tell you?
references to.
Did he tell you about the time he fell asleep inside Madonna?
No, he didn't.
Oh my
No,
god.
he didn't. But I believe it.
That should have been his lead story right
They
there.
played earlier tonight. Yeah, it was great. They're fantastic.
He's
They know,
fucking
what a great
awesome.
song. He's such a good dude.
Yep. And they're a
And
great
he
band.
loves Hal. You know, he's loved Hal for a long time before even he knew what Nerd Halen was. He's just, you know, they're friends, and you know, I ran him in the elevator, just me and him, and you know, he was very excited about us being there, and had nice things to say about the band. So, and he loves our Twitter and all that. It's very cool, man. Everyone's been super, like, you know, just gracious and accepting. You know, we're nobodies, and we're a tribute band, but everyone enjoys it and is digging what we're doing. And
Nice.
even someone said to me, it's kind of funny how you know, these professional rockers are kind of looking at what we're doing, and it's a joke, and it's resonating more than what they're doing now. And it's kind of a weird, like, you know, dynamic, because you know, we're charging people up here, and they had a really good time, and Hal's just on, he's just on fire.
God, he is.
So funny, and the laughs are just coming and coming, and it's great. I couldn't ask for more of a more successful, you know, trip here than we're having. So.
Yeah, like for everybody wants some. Hal's doing his shtick in the middle of a obviously awesome tune, and the crowd's laughing their ass off.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go back to the music again, and then they're rocking.
Yeah.
So it's
You bring
the
it all.
the potion is working.
No, to
You've
play
got
for
the
like a real rock
musicianship,
crowd.
the comedy, everything. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
No.
to play for just a real rock crowd, this is kind of the first, you know, experience for us with that. So, you know, these people came to rock, and you know, this music can't lose, obviously.
No.
So, you know, we're like ahead of the game just playing the music, you know. But also, they are probably pickiest, you know, fans in the genre. So
Yeah.
if we weren't bringing it, I'm sure they wouldn't be buying it. So, but you know, the response today at the pool, I mean, I can't wait to get the pictures. I'm just waiting for a bunch of pictures to be sent to my email from the guys who were in the pit and behind us and stuff, because it was a sight to behold.
Well, dude,
Did you tell them about the first night when they had to turn people away?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
The fact that the audience and response grew with your second show means that obviously, you know.
Well, I think actually it was a blessing, because I told you how no one could really see us at the first show, so they just got to hear it and hear the jokes and laugh.
Yeah.
But they wanted that visual, so they all, when we brought up the pool stage show, you know, on Saturday, you know, coming up at 3:00, and so we just let them know that, you know, they'd be able to see better. And we also, but what was weird was today the boat was parked in Cozumel, so there were a lot of people who left the ship and didn't come back yet while we were playing. And the thing Hal said, which was great, was, you know, we're playing at 3:00, which, you know, means some of you might still be ashore. So you got to weigh your options, you know, catch dysentery or see Nerd Halen. And it was just, it was a good joke. So, you know,
Yep.
I think everybody who was here on the ship at 3:00 came up to the pool deck. I really do, because there was a lot of people,
Yeah.
and to know that we were still in port and we still had time before we left.
Yeah, we did. That's right.
And it was great. It was great, and it was scary because the weather report, you know, the weather forecast had everything was perfect at 1 p.m., 2:00. But at 3:00, it had a lightning bolt, and it's 60%
that we were gonna get killed.
Yeah, lightning. And I've been looking at that lightning bolt and the 60% for the last 4 days, you know, and going, what the hell is happening at that time? And
it worked out perfect.
Luckily, it nothing happened. It did rain. It rained like 30 minutes before our sound check, and then it stopped, and then it was good. and it was sunny for our set. It was great.
Yeah. And on the pool level, like he was saying, the bottom, the level, where the stage is, was completely packed. But there's also 2 other levels going up
that wrap around.
Yeah.
And what's cool is we're parked right next to another cruise ship, like another huge cruise, and they were on their balconies watching our set
Nice.
from another cruise ship.
They're like the bands on this ship suck.
It was hilarious because we looked out from the dressing rooms, basically a parked off area.
Was Van Halen playing the other cruise?
Yes, right. No, but we looked into the other pool area of the other ship, and they had like a 3-person lounge band in the middle of their pool section, and it was just like, wow, like what a contrast.
Exactly. They're all on the edge listening to this music being blasted over there, and those three dudes are sitting there saying, "What the fuck? Really?" And let me tell you right now, the volume was insanely loud. And
by the way, Caleb, I saw the live stream from the other ship. He was like, Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Lido deck. My name is Mitch, and I'm going to be singing a lot of songs written by other people tonight.
Oh my god!
Here's a song written by. Did I tell you I was in Van Halen? No, not the tribute band across the. I was in Van. Okay, I wasn't in Van Halen, but I know I can say Van Halen. I can spell Van Halen.
Wow. I got to be careful.
I love the brutality, by the way.
Fuck that guy. You should be thankful of 2 things. 1, I'm not on that ship. 2, Mitch Malloy's not on that ship. Because I would be. Yeah. I bet that ship has a brig, and that would be where my stateroom is.
Oh, and I know all the security, so they probably
that would have been me.
Wrangle you. They'd be just pushing you through, the promenade area with like ropes around, each part of your body because it's Neanderthal.
It would have been funny.
Animal.
It would have been funny. I would have got fucking Mitch Malloy. I would have been his worst fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Maybe someday, Caleb. Maybe someday.
The day you two meet, we can't wait for the day you two.
Wow. Do they have a jail on that ship though?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they do.
Absolutely.
Security.
Yeah. They have security that
won't get away.
They have security, and they will bring you back to send you to wherever you came from if they bring you down there.
They have ship security and they have Monsters of Rock security.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very, no,
you ain't fucking around.
You ain't fucking around.
No, not at all.
Mad Dog in the chat says Mitch was almost in Nerd Halen.
Almost. We took a look. We got to look at him.
You need another. You need a long hair, blonde haired hood ornament.
Oh, God.
Let me interject real quick.
He's unrelenting.
Yeah.
So, Caleb was cool enough. I got to bring this up real fast. He did something super cool for me and for Ellie. Everybody knows Ellie loves Crazy Licks and the singer when, with the whole Jason Mask thing playing, XIII, the song from Friday the 13th. Anyway, Crazy Licks is on that same cruise as Nerd Halen.
And they're awesome.
They're really good.
So when I found that out months and whatever the hell it was, I called Caleb up a few months ago. I was like, dude, if you could do me a huge favor, if you ever run into those guys or the singer on the cruise, if you could get a kind of like a cameo video of just him, saying hi to Ellie or whatever. So Caleb did that for me. So yesterday, 20 minutes before their set, 20 minutes before Crazy Lick's set, Caleb called over the singer from Crazy Lick. I'm not gonna play the video, but there's there's him.
Play it.
Send it. No, I'll
if he steals my hi Ellie line, I'm gonna be really mad.
He does say hi Ellie.
There's no music. You can play it, man. Play it.
Let's see.
Well, no, this is for Ellie.
It's personal.
But yeah.
Oh, come on. Look what the guy did. It's nice.
All right, fine.
Hello, Ellie. I'm Danny from Crazy Licks. Have an awesome
And then he asked for her phone number. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. He said, Ellie, when you're 17, come on, I'll be right here. Come on over here. Come on, I want to dance with you.
He's only 17.
Oh, my God.
He was on the deck the other day and just hanging out, and a football hit him in the head, hit him in the face, and his glasses cut into his face. He had to get like 12 stitches on the side of his.
Oh, that's what happened?
Not really?
Yeah.
Somebody chucked the football at his fucking dome.
I don't think on purpose.
No, probably not. I hope not.
Hold
But
on.
yeah, he's a nice guy.
Why is there a football on board?
You ever seen
Look,
the journey video?
There's football games on there too?
Oh my God.
Oh, my.
There
I
you
didn't know
go.
that happened on
Oh,
football.
Wow.
He said sometimes accidents happen on the Monsters of Rock cruise. You should see the other guy. How would they get a football on there?
There's a Journey video where Neil Sean gets hit with a bottle in a live show, and he's got blood dripping down his face. That's funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it's funny.
Oh my gosh.
Again, thank
So-
you, Caleb. I really appreciate that, man.
So Caleb, what are the after parties then?
What's that?
What are the after parties? Like Faster Pussycat will play tonight and finish up tonight.
Yeah.
Then what happens? Does anybody get to is there a lounge that everybody goes and
Yeah, the
jams
only
at or
scene
fucks
that's
around at?
happening- The only scene that's happening right now is there's karaoke at the Viking Lounge.
Which
So
is all the way up in the top.
yeah, and it's pretty cool vibe up there. I mean,
Karaoke.
you know,
What's this cruise ship every other month of the year? Like, is it just like a Disney cruise every month, or is it like this is always
it's
a
Royal Caribbean. It's Royal Caribbean, John. Look it up.
Okay. All right. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Don't be out.
What's the story behind the room you're staying in, Captain? Is it
What's the name of the suite? Is it
who
the
stayed there before you?
Sweet Suite?
Oh no, I'm in Caleb's crib right now.
Oh.
Is
Yeah,
Caleb
I let-
is the
I let
artist
the
crib
captain
nicer than
remember.
the guy that paid money crib?
Oh yeah, when I walk through the door, I bang my elbows. There's no window. I can't tell what time it is.
You're in the inside, though. You're on the balcony.
Yeah.
You're on the balcony.
Yeah, I'm a peon.
Yeah, they gave the artists the balconies.
Did you at least like give Michael a pass, a VIP pass or something?
No,
To get back?
No, I asked him. He basically said, "Go fuck yourself," but it's okay.
I had
Still
nothing to
like
give him. They didn't give me anything to give anybody.
You're lucky to be here, Michael.
Yes, I am.
No,
No,
we're
I'm lucky that he came because he's helped me. He filmed most of the shows, and
yeah.
that's I didn't ask him to come and do that, and he offered. So I'm stoked.
Did he
So
sell
when,
you a guitar? Did he sell you a guitar
that
at
came
low
from-
market value?
No, thanks again, Michael. That was great to see the videos that you've been posting all week. That's cool stuff. It really was good stuff.
When does it
Cool.
start? When does reservation start for the 2023?
They're already advertising it right now. So I guess go to the Royal Caribbean
They
because
announced the dates. I think it's in like the
April.
last week of March or something next year.
Who's going? Are we
Yeah.
going?
Well, I don't know if we're going yet, so
If he's there, I'll be there.
they might
Yeah.
skip. They might not have us next year, but they'll have us maybe the year after.
Never.
So,
Yeah, but the crowd reaction though was sick.
I know, but
Perfect
Yeah.
opportunity for
No,
Dixon. Dixon next year,
Yeah,
2023.
Dixon. Dixon can find an opening.
Yep,
There you
Rebrand-
go.
Definitely rebrand yourself. Then.
there you go.
They signed a couple of openings.
I'll start working on my 10 lines.
There's an opening for Dixon.
Yeah, there's an
They
opening
might be
for
up for a new
Dixon.
singer, Paul. So,
It's called the 3-hole unit.
Well, the lead singer for Vixen used to be in Femme Fatale, and their big hit was "Waiting for the Big One." So we can do that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Waiting for the big one.
Right on.
Well, Paul, you got a lot of connections too. Let's get this Dixon thing going. Let's get it up and going. Up and running.
Get the Dixon up. Get that Dixon up and running.
Yeah, we get the Dixon up and running. Yeah.
See what it-
I will tell you, it's going to be very hard to get Dixon formed. And we have a limited time. As we get older, it gets really harder to form Dixon. They don't.
Well, you know, Dixon, like all other bands, started really small.
Yes.
You got to fill all the spots in the band too.
The thing about that is we're tailor made for these cruises because our shows can last more than 4 hours.
And you know, once people get a taste of it, it's going to explode.
There's going to be a lot of openings for auditions in that band.
The problem is a lot of our fans are jerk offs.
And once they see Dixon, they're gonna want to come again.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. You know what? Saw Dixon, they sucked. I think we should get T-shirts that say Dixon sucks.
It's definitely a thing now.
There you go.
Cobra Kai, get on that, man.
Suck Dixon.
I want to get a T-shirt that says "My name is Mitch Malloy and I was almost in Dixon."
Oh my God. Mitch Malloy's Dixon experience.
I should just say Mitch Malloy's Dixon.
I got a few.
Dixon.
I suck
Dixon.
I love that this is
And now I'm in Dixon.
Not going anywhere.
so gonna run into him.
Oh,
Dixon, huh? That's
God,
what
that
he's going to
is
say.
so good.
He's going to be like, Dixon, huh?
I know you run that past the guys over at Royal Caribbean. So we've got an idea for next year. It's a Vixen tribute band of all guys called Dixon. What do you think? Sign them. We're gonna put
You know what? Though?
Unfortunately, we're gonna put you in the Michael Smith cabin next year.
We're totally on board with it.
We can also pass out a bunch of like dildos, and when the music's on, everything goes just.
What is happening?
That's the drink package talking right
That's a
there.
drink package, yeah.
Drink package.
Yep, there you
I
go.
pay $400 to be an asshole on the internet. It's working.
Yep. It's funny. Johnny does it for free every night.
Yeah.
Believe me, they lost money on the package.
Yeah, you're like the guy. You're like when they sold you the drink package. It was like me walking in on an all-you-can-eat buffet. They're like, fuck.
Exactly.
You have to make
That's the
extra
guy
trays.
that's going to lose money on.
Dixon.
Swelling.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that'd be great double bill. Dixon Crazy Lick. or maybe they'd open it. It'd be Crazy Licks Dixon.
The only thing that'll make it perfect is if we could just get Eddie Trunk to announce us.
Coming one night only.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, so good.
Well, you guys should go.
Quality
You
stuff,
guys,
everybody.
you
Quality
guys should
stuff.
go do. You guys should go do karaoke.
Yeah, it's getting late, bro.
What are you guys getting ready to go to bed or what?
Getting late.
Yeah,
What
it's
is
only
it,
two, it's only 2.
2
Michael,
o'clock?
when
Yo.
the person's room you're hanging out in goes, holy shit, it's getting late, and they look at their watch,
It's time for you to.
it's kind of a message. Kind of a message.
You see, you didn't see it, but he kicked me in my shin before he did that. So
Michael.
Take the hint.
I tell you, I had a scary experience last night. I was checking everything. I've been having tuning issues with the Frankenstein, and I was trying to keep it in tune, and it wasn't staying. And I don't know if it's the sea air or what, but I finally, at like 3:45 in the morning last night, thought it would be a great idea to change strings. Because I had to do something. There's something wrong, and I'm
You're
not a
in
leap year.
Mexico. It should be like it's crying for home.
Yeah, I don't know, but
That's,
I changed strings. It wasn't that bad today. I know it definitely had some issues, but nothing that was unsavable. But I'm thinking there's probably like 25 guitar techs on this ship right now. How can I find one? You know.
Well, now
But-
what was the story with the drill? Did you
That's
actually
all
did they
basswood,
actually
dude.
confiscate your drill?
No, that's a joke, John.
Okay.
But
That's what I thought, but I didn't like I was gonna
Great.
say there's got to be a tech on board, like if they got it at the airport or something like that. There's got to be
Yeah.
a tech
Yeah.
on
They
board.
also
that
took
has
that.
drill.
They also took that car horns.
I never use a drill.
Okay.
For real. I
Well,
just do the.
The way you cover the intro to Pound Cake without the drill was great. So
Thank you. It's a hard harmonic to playing. So,
yeah,
but it was good today, dude. 5150 today was great. So
Yeah.
I think that went really well. So that song's never leaving the set.
They had to cut 2 songs today also.
Yeah, because we went 10 minutes over the other night, and so we cut "Girl Gone Bad" and "Top of the World."
Yeah, they got yelled at.
Who's
you got
whose set
penalized.
did you preempt?
No, it was a jam. There was a jam happening that actually I was part of, the Cheap Trick non-Budokan jam. I played "She's Tight" and "Tonight It's You," and it was cool because I did "She's Tight" and Steve Brown was just the singer without a guitar, so it was really cool.
Was that
Cool
did Tyson run that jam?
Yep. Oh no, not that one.
Ah,
But I went to the Tyson Jam last night, and Victor played in it, and Hal played it, sang in it, and
Yeah.
it was great because, Hal, it's late at night. We have like the biggest show of our lives the next day, and how about our lead singer does 25 minutes of stand-up comedy, which is great on The Voice. And then leaves that venue to go over to the other venue where he's doing 2 songs and great easy songs to sing like Blackout and fucking You're in Love. He's doing Blackout and I'm like, oh my God, he's not gonna have a voice tomorrow. Oh God.
He was expecting he was expecting to meet him here. Are you ready for the show? Let's go.
It worked out.
Let's tune down.
Yeah. Okay. Caleb, can you
No Sammy songs.
just do the Vince Neil.
no Sammy song. That's pretty good.
What we
Man.
call
So,
it.
are you guys going home tomorrow then? When do you guys go home?
Monday morning. We wake up
Monday.
in Miami.
So you don't have to
tomorrow.
play again, right?
We're
So-
done. Yeah, we're done. We had 2 shows.
Not bad.
Yeah.
So gonna watch Super Bowl tomorrow from the ocean.
Yeah.
And
I mean, there's a full slate of other bands tomorrow. I mean, it's not over. And we dock at 6:30 in the morning on Monday, and we have to be off the ship by 7:10. I called down and asked.
Hey, just no
Yep.
docking with just you
They're
two in
not
the
going to get
room.
anybody off of that. Say again?
No docking if it's just you 2 in the room though.
It's a good point.
Did you talk
no,
about
if Dixon was here,
You never know.
I'd be docking with Dixon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That'd be a
You
good
guys had a
double bill,
meet-
docking Dixon.
Caleb? You guys had a meet and greet. You guys had a pretty
Oh,
meet-
right.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's called a
Dixon
photo
doc.
experience. It wasn't really a meet and
Oh,
greet.
okay. Sorry.
Photo experience. It basically people line up. It's like I think people paid for the VIP package on the cruise, and they line up and they walk into this venue, the same venue we played the first night, the Star Lounge, and they had 3 stations set up. One was for Slaughter, one was for Visto Blanco,
Pisto, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
and the other one was for us. And they just filed people in, and everyone got stand next to the band and take a picture with the cruise photographers took the pictures. And and it just kept going and 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 going. It was like 750 people.
Wow.
750 people, man.
It was crazy.
750 5150s.
Captain. So
The captain is Flava Flav to Caleb's Chuck D. He's just hype. He's just hype man. He's just hype man.
You're like Kevin Dugan to Michael Anthony.
Yeah, boy.
And Caleb's like 750 people. 750 motherfuckers.
So if the singer in Dokken is Don Dokken, the singer in Dixon is Dick Dixon, right?
It has to be.
It's got a Dick
Or,
Dixon.
or how about Don Cocken?
Dick Dixon.
Rick Dixon. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to keep the Dix theme going. Okay.
Dick Dixon.
Dick Dixon.
Dick Dixon.
Oh my God.
All right.
Thank you, everybody. I'm here all night.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
and Caleb would like you to leave.
Caleb's bedtime.
Let's count how many times Caleb checks his watch. Next.
You said thumbs up. I didn't say thumbs up. Yeah.
How much
It's
beer
getting
is left
late.
in there?
Not that much.
Anything left in that bottle?
Anything left in that bottle? A lot is left in the Jack Daniels bottle. That's
What else was left
Just
on your what else was
real
on your rider?
Iced
Oh,
tea here.
I think I have a whole bottle of Tito's. Too.
Ooh, Tito's.
You didn't ask for no brown M&Ms? Come on. I mean, if you had a rider,
No, I didn't want to do that, buddy. I
gotta
didn't
be
want to do that.
professional.
Got it.
You say only brown M&Ms.
They were really nice. They the rider girls, you know, who bring all the coolers around for each band. They were really nice. They said you guys were great, and I said, "Oh, did we ask for too much stuff?" And they go, "Oh no, you're like the least amount of the
Nice.
whole cruise.
The whole cruise.
You're the easiest fill."
They were looking for
whatever
dicks.
they said.
So are we.
They were looking for Dixon.
Yeah, you're the easiest fill. And so are we.
So are we, and here we go. Bow, chicka, bow, bow.
Chicka wow wow.
No,
All right,
at the-
boys, this is awesome.
Thanks for
we're gonna
checking in,
cut it.
guys. This was cool. I'm glad you guys got a chance to, I'm glad the internet held out for long enough. So
I figured, yeah, this is great.
I'm
actually.
surprised.
I figured we had to do this. We've been
You did.
talking
You had
about
definitely.
we've been talking about this thing for 6 months, and we had to have this kind of show. So
Absolutely.
a little climax to the whole Monsters of Rock Nerd Halen experience. So it's great. I'm glad everybody's sharing in it and rooting for us. It's awesome. And
Hell yeah, dude.
I just gotta say, I couldn't be more proud of the guys I play in the band with, because everybody brought it these two shows, and
So you guys will be breaking up on Tuesday.
yeah,
It was a
I
good
just wanted
run,
to announce that right here on the show.
but they'll be
that
back.
I'm gonna
with
be going
Dixon next
solo.
year, so.
Nerd Solo is the new band.
Yeah, Hal's leaving the band.
Yeah, he quit. He fucking took off.
Yeah, he's gonna
Yeah.
quit.
Oh.
He's gonna go play with Dixon.
Follow his
Yeah.
He's
stand-up
gonna play
career.
with Jason. Yeah.
He's
Maybe
got a
when
lot
you
of-
Hey,
dock-
he wanted to make a movie.
When you
Hal
dock,
wanted to make a movie.
get your boat to get fixed and call Mitch.
Dude, Where's My Car 2 is coming out.
Yep. The whole time.
Or dude, Where's My Other Car?
But Hal came up with the coolest logo symbol for us. Because we're in the photo experience, everyone's doing this, like behind like leaning in, doing that, when people are taking pictures and stuff. And so Hal's like, I got to switch it up. So he comes up with that.
Yeah, so to live long and prosper.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
but
nerd. Super nerdy.
isn't that awesome?
That's badass.
Yep. Yeah,
So-
little Van Halen Star Trek nerdism.
Yes, totally.
Absolutely.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
Well, guys, have fun for
Saturday Night Live, baby.
Dynamite interview, Johnny.
be safe.
John Bale's show. It's not my show.
be safe. Have a safe trip home, and we'll definitely check in with you guys next week. And congratulations, Caleb. Michael, thank you for all the posts and everything, all the video.
We're proud of you, Caleb. You're doing it, man. You're doing it.
Doing it, man. Getting it done, bro.
It's cool, man. Good stuff.
Hell yeah.
And stay tuned. Keep an eye out for Dixon next year, and we'll check in with you. We'll check in with you for the next cruise.
Dixon
Almost as good as the Steve Rosen interview, but
Second best.
Michael and Caleb, did you see the Steve Rosen interview at all?
Really? They want to go,
No.
John.
And
We're
they're
trying
on
I haven't
cruise
seen
ship.
it. I haven't seen it yet. I told
No,
you
it
the
was
internet sucked.
It was good. Jay missed it.
Yeah, I'm actually shocked. that
Fucking
we got
cruise
this.
in the Gulf of Mexico.
I think Caleb wants to go to bed. So,
Maybe.
So ask him another question.
good night, guys.
Wait, what's the
Thanks to
over
me.
under on? What's the
Go to
over
bed.
under on how many minutes?
I sleep in the fetal
gets to
position, John.
What?
Those aren't pillows.
All right. And thanks for taking down the Twitch logo. That's really nice of you, Johnny, for a little bit. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, I gotta put that back.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Good night, guys.
Have fun, guys.
All right, fellas.
Thanks for checking in.
Night.
Bye, everybody in the
Night.
chat.
Captain signing off.
You're the captain.
I don't know. What the hell.
He's the captain now.
I'm the captain now. It's mutiny on the bounty.
Shut them down.
Shut them all down.
Oh my god.
Shut them all down.
All right, turn it
This
off.
is the
goddammit.
this is the part where Jay grabs his phone and goes, "I'm so fucking high right now."
No, I've
Like-
kind of
No, that was earlier.
He peaked.
Oh yeah, I'm beyond that now.
Yeah.
I peaked when I was friggin' leaving Cameron a voice message
Yep.
without muting my microphone. I was whoo.
Where's Kurt C? Haven't heard from him in a while.
Where's Kurt S? I think I gotta go.
Yeah, I'm
I
out.
think we're
Yeah,
ready to wrap things
we
up.
can
Right on
wrap
time.
it up. We can wrap it up. It's cool.
Well,
I'm waiting for
stuff.
that Dixon logo from Cobra
Cobra
Kai.
Cobra Kai. It'll be here by morning, I'm sure.
By morning, it'll be here. Shit.
Shit.
oh shit.
All right,
Right.
Beth. See you guys later.
All right, Paul's out quick.
Oh,
and,
lucky Paul. Oh, he left. He left.
I know. Well, it's been fun. I'm glad those guys got to check in, and we'll be back next week. So, everyone have a great week. Have a great week. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time. Oh, where's Kurt?
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, everybody. Channel members, we love you all. And I will see you guys tomorrow night. Sunday night string change show.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Careful with that.
Someone's at the door. All right. I will see you guys over on Twitch for a little while. So jump on over. And good night, John Biel. Love you.
Good night, Johnny. Love you too.
Love you, TJ.
I love you guys too. Oh.
Oh, Paul left? Oh, good. All right. Good night.
read that. Oh yeah, I just read that. Oh yeah, I just read that.